stomach growling, child.
Unity is so important. I sent your zodiac sign, put it in the chat, guys. Okay, with love, we gotta have a little reality check real quick. You gotta just be the best you can be, not anybody else. It's only you at the end of the day.
What is up, everybody? This is take 2 for us on the Twitch tribe. But what is up, everybody? My name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child, and this is a segment I like to call Tribe Tea, where you guys, the tribe, send in your tea, whether it's something recent that just happened to you, something in the past that you've learned from, that you want all us to, learn from. You need some advice, anything like that. I usually like to have a theme for my streams. So like maybe I'll do a relationship theme. Last week I ended the week on a spooky Halloween theme, We're going to do another Halloween stream on Wednesday, but we're just going to read some normal stories today. They're not all about the same category. Some are about friends. Some are about relationships. So I guess they're all about relationships then, huh? But we have 4 stories that we're going to get into today. And just a friendly reminder, if you guys would like to be on the live chat, because this is a live advice stream, okay? Here you go. We got Raven on the screen. But yeah, we were talking about food and fasting and health and stuff earlier. So if you guys want to be in the chat, you guys do have to be on Twitch, even though I will be streaming these live as well on YouTube. Not a dual stream. So if you want to be in there, you have to be on Twitch. So shout out to the Twitch people. What's up, YouTube? Right? What's up to y'all? But yeah, if you ain't on Twitch, then what is you doing? Y'all are so funny today. We are up and at it on a Monday. We go live on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard. 11 a.m. Oh my God, I keep saying p.m. And somebody already told me that they was up late, waiting on me, my big head self. I'm so sorry. It is not 11 p.m. It is 11 a.m. We are up and early birds, okay? Getting the worm. But yeah, guys, we have 4 stories today. The first one is he wants to stay friends, but I don't. The second one is the time I almost killed a bee. And they're not being dramatic. Like, I skimmed it because I was like, oh, sometimes the older stories are like a little juvenile, like people still want to send in stuff from high school. So I skimmed it. Baby is an award. Like, baby really almost caught a body out here. Yeah. The time I almost killed a bee. This one's just called Thank You Next. And the last one is titled Am I in the Wrong? Which is my favorite type of entries because it's basically like Am I the Asshole? And who doesn't love a classic Am I the Asshole type story, Because I know usually people be like, yeah, you're the asshole. But like what I've noticed with Tribe Tees is usually like people pleasing ass people finally standing up for themselves. And they're like, am I in the wrong for this? No, you're not. Like they killed your dog. I will never forget. There was a story. Somebody actually, their old friend killed their dog. They were like, oh, watch my dog for me. Came back. The dog was dead, girl. Well, the dog was like really, really sick, and they took the dog to the vet, and the vet had to put the dog down because it was just so sick. Talking about, am I bad because I want to cut them? You better ride for Fido, bitch. What you mean? Dogs are way better than humans. Like, what? With the quickness, I would have been like, bye-bye. No. Right. I would have went John Wick too. Right. I would have went John Wick. Like, y'all are tripping. Man, look. We don't have any receipts today, so I won't be going into the receipt page too much. But after we're done reading the story, I will whip out the chat box, and we could just sit here and y'all could see everybody and what everybody on Twitch has to say. Usually this little area, I'm going to fix this because I don't like how it like waits for someone to populate it. So I'm gonna hit my dude up and see what we could do about that to just have like the chat all of the past stuff just be on here, so it's easier for the YouTube people to follow. But yeah, this is where we're gonna go once the story is all read, so that we can chit chat, get some advice, because I haven't been through every experience. I don't know everything, and sometimes y'all help more than I can, or bring up things that I freaking forgot about. So let's get into this first story I got here. Okay. He wants to stay friends, but I don't. Just reading this title, I'm going to keep it a buck. Girl, you should not be chasing nothing that pretty much said they don't want you. That is a recipe for disaster, pain, awkwardness. I mean, if you can't even be friends with that person and it's too painful, maybe you should just because that means you was only there for one thing anyway. So let everybody have some relief and just go, It's giving pick me. But hey, let's see. She said, hey, I am 19 years old, but I met this guy when I was 18 and he was 26. What does a 26-year-old have in common with a teenager? And you met them when you were 18, so you were 25 with an 18-year-old. I can barely relate to a 21-year-old right now. Right, red flag on the play. Right, there we go. Y'all really don't even need to be friends. Let's keep it a buck. You're in the phase of life where all of your peers are getting married, starting families and stuff, and getting out of college at least. Go, you talking about 911? Look, right. And for anybody that didn't know, shout out to Walmart in the chat. I am not a fan of age gaps. I've been in an age gap relationship before. My parents were an age gap relationship. It's not it. It's just not it. You said, I wonder if he was around before 18. Girl, probably. He probably was pulling an Adam 22, checking the temperature, seeing if she still is naive, I don't know. But it's damn, you over here begging for this 26-year-old man who, and I haven't even gotten into the story yet. And mind you, this is old, so I can't wait to see an update of what's going on today, what's the update with this, and I just don't understand. If he's so much of a prize, how come his peers don't want him? I'm just confused now. She said, side note, just off a rip, I know I was being dumb and I was not thinking. To be fair, you are expected to be the less intelligent person in this relationship. Off rip, you should not be, no matter how much this dude is probably telling you how mature you are and stuff, the reality is you're 19 when this was going on, We met over Facebook. He added me. Adam 22. He added me and was liking all of my pictures, and I stupidly messaged him. I just said hey, and he responded instantly. It kind of creeped me out. But anyways, I didn't tell anyone in my family about him. This is giving Chris Hansen. It's giving Chris Hansen because, yes, legally in the United States, you are an adult. You're 18, you're 19, you're an adult. But it's giving Chris Hansen. Because you even know in this economy, child, it's not back in the day. Me personally, I moved out when I was 19. But that was in 2016, 2015. That was affordable back then. 18, 19-year-olds are not moving out by themselves anymore. There's a reason why living alone vlogs and streams are so popular, because that's not the average experience anymore. College kids can't even dorm anymore. So realistically, this is still a child, bro. They still at their parents' house. They still got a curfew. They not telling their parents that they talking to you because, bruh, I don't know. Like, I could not imagine being 26, having a partner who has those type of stipulations. And the reason why is because I'm choosing to be a creep and date. Like, we started talking more and more. About a month in, he said he wanted to see me in person. The only issue is he lives in another city 2 hours away. He wanted me to go to him. Me, the 18-year-old girl, to go to another city to go see his grown ass. But I went. Girl, did you have any friends? Like, you didn't have nobody to bounce this off of? Because I know you're like, you're not going to tell your parents. You ain't have nobody to bounce this information off of while, because, no. Whose car was that? Who's paying for the, right, and why can't he go to you? Does he not have a car? Does he not have money for a Uber, what is it called? Greyhound bus? Nothing? Like, I don't know. I'm just confused here. I'm just really confused, especially because he messaged you, like, and you're grown, bro. I told my mom that it was my friend's birthday and that she wanted to go to, let's just say a place in the Midwest. And my mom said, okay. So I go on a nasty Greyhound bus with creepy ass men. See, that's what he should have been, a creepy ass man on a Greyhound bus. You should not have been on a Greyhound bus. He said he wanted me to go see him so he can take me on a date. Where's the red flag emojis? Somebody put the red flag emojis in the chat. If anybody out there is watching that is younger or whatever, like, please listen. And you're dating, please listen. If he's not going to drive to get you for the date, he's not going to drive you to the date, and he's not going to pay for the date. He is setting you up. He is setting you up to be stranded 2 hours away from your house and your support system so that both of y'all can ride another bus or Uber or walk to the girl. I've just been there, done that with these fucking dusty, like, bruh. This is just crazy. I already know his little dirty game. It is a stick up. Like, bro, you're not slick. Well, obviously here he could run these games on a little kid, but it's like, bro, you're not slick. Wow. So I go see him, and Naja, he was the same height as me. Well, whatever. That's not that bad. I mean, it is what it is. I am 5'6". He told me he was 5'9.5". Even that was pushing it for me. Oh, I get it. You're not like tall, but you're not short. So I get why maybe that would be in your little, I guess you could say dating preferences. But don't block your blessings. There are short kings out there. But even that was pushing it for me. He lied about his height, and we were shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye. Ah! Oh my gosh. He went to hug me, and I cringed. But anyway, we go to his apartment, and instantly he pops open a bottle of wine and pours me a big ass glass. Strike number 2. You know this girl is underaged. She most likely does not have any experience with alcohol. This is most likely her first drink of alcohol, or at least her first time getting drunk. She transported to you by herself. How is she going to get home and you trying to get her intoxicated? And bruh, this is coming from a perspective because, I'm in a committed relationship now, but I'm still bisexual. I've dated girls before. This is a no-no. You don't do this to girls. You don't do this to women, especially women you care about. Like, I don't give a fuck. Even if she's a bitch, you don't leave her out stranded. Like, this is just not safe. And he grown. Like, you don't got no little sisters, no little cousins, no nothing. You about to have this little girl out here, drunk, 2 hours away, and then you're going to put her on a Greyhound bus with other drunk, homeless men or just working class men, drunk men. This is setup. This is so dangerous. Like, if this was my daughter, I would be calling everybody. The FBI, the CIA, the GBI, Chris Hansen. Get him out of retirement. Like, she said it was at this moment I realized how dangerous of a situation I put myself in. Oh, and let me guess, the date is not going to be leaving this house, huh? Nothing happened. Thank God, but I just wasn't thinking. It was so stupid, and I hope any other girls contemplating doing this don't. But we drink wine, and he just kept pouring me glass after glass after glass. We were smoking and watching movies, and then that's when, you know, he tried to touch on people. One thing led to another, and we didn't end up going on the date. Friend, you were never going on the date. The date was that. He literally made you come to his house to smush. That was it. That was it. Unfortunately, there was no date. Right. They was smoking too. It's like these are all the signs. Like, ladies, on a first date, I would advise you to not even drink. Like, you know, if you got a little, you know, you're a little anxiety mommy, I feel you. Maybe have a little pregame at your house before he pick you up so you get a little loose, you know. But when you're actually on the physical date, I would not drink. And if you do drink, keep it to 1 glass of wine with a water to match it. Because you want to be aware. You don't want your judgment to lapse. You don't want to, you know, because then they be doing little weird stuff like this, you know. Even if they do take you out, it could still get weird. So you just want to stay as much in control as you can, because shit can just flip like that. Not victim blaming or anything like that. But technically what she just described was coercion, and it's not really consent. She didn't go there with the expectations of having sex. She wanted to go there, go on a date, and then go back home, which is still, like, when you think about it, it's like, girl, what? But again, that brain development, I be telling y'all, people hate when I be saying that, but I mean, we all have done dumb shit at that age, have we not? Like, that just didn't make sense. Like, bruh, I literally just went to a different city to hook up. I felt so worthless. Aw, man. Don't feel bad, bro. We all get played, and he has way more experience than you with the game. There's a reason why he's messing with younger girls, because you guys don't know the game for real. Like, damn. I never really had a guy like me before, so that's mainly why I kept talking to him. The next day, when it was daytime and I really got to take a good look at him, he just wasn't my type. All his pictures on Facebook were when he was younger, like around my age, or like 19, 21. Again, he was 26 when we met. Either his hairline was receding, ooh, or he just had a huge motherfucking forehead, ooh. But I didn't like it. But I still continued talking to him. Why do we do this to ourselves? I just want you to know, if you are listening to this right now and you're cringing, this is not you anymore. This is not you anymore, man. Like, this is crazy. At least I hope so. At least, what's the title of this? Oh, he wants to stay friends, but I don't. You want to be with him? You want to be with him, Mr. Balding? Bald, tall, and balding? You want to be? Okay. Wow. We continued talking. We didn't do anything other than hook up the entire time I was there. He made me get my own Greyhound ticket and lifts to and from his home. And it wasn't cheap. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Altogether, I spent like $200. And that may not seem like a lot, but I was a broke college student. I made a part-time job. I had a part-time job, and he knew this. He was part of the management team in a really professional, high-wage job. I'm so confused. Like, you're paying him for D at this point. Like, I'm just so confused how it got to this point. This is like reverse sugaring. I don't get it. Like, how are you? This man really, like, he just know the game, bro. He got your ass, bro. I remember he would always go to work in suits. He was getting paid over $23 an hour back before the pandemic. So just to give you guys a range. I was only making $10 an hour. At the time, I wasn't even thinking about all of this. When I'm looking at it a year later, I'm like, what was I thinking? No, seriously. But I go back home and of course I feel used because let's be real. So I tell him that I feel used, and it came up a lot throughout the whole time I've known this man. I always felt like he had a hidden agenda and that he was using me. He denied it some more, and said I was tripping. And that no, he wants to eventually be with me. He said he was healing from his ex, so he didn't want to be with anyone. And I asked him, why can't we just go our separate ways and come back when he's ready? And he would turn it on me and say I'm rushing things and I can go if I want. And I just should have taken that opportunity. No, really, you should have. He is just telling you straight up, like, bro, I don't even care about you enough to help you out with a Lyft or a plane ticket. I mean, not a plane ticket, a Greyhound bus. He's telling you straight up, I don't like you. He said, I like smashing. I don't like you. The person that I do like does not like me. And I'm still stuck on that. But I will never like you. And you are still here like, damn. Well, maybe when you work out the X thing, we can come back together. And he's just like, keeps telling you no. He really is playing you. That's crazy. But it's like he's playing the game because he's adding the truth, but then sprinkling in the deception so that it doesn't unravel too quick, so he can still eat his cake. Because if he was being real, if he really wanted you gone, right when you said, oh, we can go our separate ways and come back, he'd be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Bet. We could do that. And then just hit you up when he wants to smash because he knows you're going to pick up the phone. You get what I'm saying? But no, he would rather add a little razzle dazzle because you're still young and you still like to argue. Because when you get to a certain point, let me know if any of y'all in the chat can relate. You get to a certain point, you just don't argue with no man, bro. It's just like so pointless. Like, what are we doing? What? So yeah, they know they can still get that energy out of you. And he over here on some, oh, you trying to rush me and blah, blah, blah. Trying to rush you and I just agreed to give you some space. Okay. You see how that'll make no sense, friend? Like, no, seriously, I'm talking about I'm not beefing with my daddy. I'm not beefing with my uncles. Like, I'm not arguing with no man. I'm really not. Because realistically, your manly ass should not be trying to get down to my sassy level and beef with me. Period. Like, but yeah, the man is, yeah, you definitely need to weigh your pros and cons out. I agree. Definitely need to, because if you were to do that with this, the cons would be like, oh my gosh. I asked him how long he thinks it's going to take for him to get over his ex. And he says he wasn't healed, but didn't want me to do me. Basically, he doesn't want you to smash other people. Girl, if you don't go and do what you want, he cannot see you. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to tell me an update, because I know you don't think like this anymore. I know you don't. Because this is like, unfortunately, a lot of us girls go through this dumb Delulu stage. when we get into our first serious thing, if we don't have like a good support system when we were kids, we don't have good examples, daddy issues, mommy issues. Sometimes they show up like this. Like, you're over here trying to prove your loyalty, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're trying to prove to him, like, look how good I am. I'll pay for my own ticket. Look how good I am. I won't even bring it up. Look how good I am. I don't mind that you're still on it don't matter. You cannot fuck on other dudes, do everything he tells you to do. You're not going to get what you want. And he's telling you that over and over and over again and over again and over again. What's the saying? There's a point when you realize, like, being the good girl really just doesn't get you shit. It really doesn't. Like, you're either being good from the kindness of your heart because you genuinely want to do something, or just don't fucking do it because you're not going to get any brownie points, especially with this type of stuff, the boys or the girls too, or the they thems. I just feel like dating in general, the whole good girl shtick doesn't really work. You got to see who deserves that from you before you just willy-nilly give it out, because it does not make people like you more. It doesn't make people want to not cheat on you, not put their hands on you. Like, bruh, some people will see that and sniff out something in you and energy vampire. So I kept spending my money to go and see him. His birthday came and he turned 26, so I went up there and he said he wanted some tree, so I bought him some, paid my way up there, and I gave it to him, and I hooked up with him, and then I fucked off back to my city. See, being a good little girl, just being so good, doing everything he says. Like, bruh. It was a cycle. It was draining. I felt stuck, honestly. I don't know. Because we were far away from each other, but I felt stuck to him. Why? So I gave him a birthday gift, and on my birthday, he said he bought me the best gift. I go up there, and he didn't even have shit. We did the regular, then I went home. You could see the pattern. It was sick. Around Valentine's Day, I told my mom about him and said I wanted to go up there to visit, and she made me give her his information, address, phone number, full name, and a picture. I know that is right. Look here. I didn't even think about this. Did you background check this man? Who is this man? Because why are you living like this, but then you also put on a suit and go out like I wouldn't even doubt if that wasn't even his real apartment. Like, something's off here. Something off about him. Shout out to the mom, right? W mom. Because what the hell? I also agree with the chat. Like, I don't see how mom didn't notice something sooner. But she wanted me to call her when I got to his house. I'm African and my mom is religious, so you can imagine how on top of me she was. Well, now I can kind of see why you didn't tell her in the beginning. But I feel like after the second visit, you definitely should have let your mom in, because I wish I was closer with my mom at around this phase of my life, so where I can get some game, because you're going to need it, bro. You're going to need it. Your home, your family home is supposed to be your safe haven from all the manipulation and the ugly in the world, because everybody's hungry outside, bro. And she probably could have helped you. Probably wouldn't want to like it or hear it, but I guarantee you in a few years you look back like, damn, she was right, But she said she went over there and he had something for her for Valentine's Day. So he went to work and I was chilling at his house and I decided to go to Target and get this man a gift. Why? I don't know. Because that is how he has conditioned you to make you feel like you are worthy in the relationship by bearing gifts, bringing money. Literally what he's doing is sugaring you. Like, I know girls that sugar, and this is how they do it. They set their boundaries really firm in the beginning. And if you want to stick around to see if you can change it, pay up and keep freaking paying. But you're not going to get what you want. It's crazy. He's literally like, this is crazy. I can't even call him a bum as much. I'm just want to call him like a sociopath a little bit, because I mean, shit, not even on some double standard shit. Some of the girls that I know that do that have to be sociopathic. They are detached emotionally. Like, Bro is literally doing sex work right now. He is literally a gigolo. So he came back. I gave him the gift. And when I tell you this was the worst I felt by this man ever. So he came in, didn't have nothing for me. And some people may say it doesn't matter. It's not a real holiday. Girl, it does matter when this man ain't never gave you nothing. But at the same time, y'all are not in a relationship. He keeps telling you where he stands with you. And you keep spending more money thinking it's going to make him stay. What? He came back. Oh my God. We don't see each other like that. And he told me he had something for me. And I didn't ask, but I awkwardly accepted it. I bought him a 6-pack of men's underwear because I only see him rotate. Oh my God. I only see him rotate between 2 briefs. Ooh. I got him a new dress shirt and face cream because he was talking about wanting something for his face. I put thought into it and it hurt my feelings that he didn't get me anything. He didn't take me out or anything. We literally didn't do anything. I got emotional and went in his bathroom because I was crying. He knew and didn't even come in to check on me. He just let me cry, wipe my tears, then go back to sleep. This person is disconnected. You are a client. Like, this person is disconnected. This is not her. This man has told her over and over, we are not in a relationship. I only want to smash. This dude is nothing you can do is going to make him like you. You crying in front of this man, I'm telling you, he does not like you. He don't even seem like he likes himself. Like he seems like a very insecure person. Like he don't like himself. He seems very lost and stuck on the last bitch. He's stuck on things he does not have. Look, he does not care. I text my sister when I was crying and she was telling me to leave. I'll get you a lift. Just get out. But I wasn't listening. I left the next day and he texted saying he was going to take me on a date, but I started getting upset so he didn't take me. Girl, this man sounds sociopathic. I almost want to say narcissistic because, like I said earlier, you can be blunt and like hold your boundaries and shit and just say what you mean. But he wants to have his cake too. So he adds a little bit of the flair because you're younger. You're going to be more reactive. You're going to give him what he wants in that area. Cause why are you adding, I was going to take you out on a date until you started crying? No, you weren't. Cause weren't you being a good girl all day? What did that get you? Like, bruh. When I tell you, and y'all know how I feel about the Tinder apps and all that shit, I do not approve. But when I tell you I would have got on the app so freaking quick, you know how many other people are looking for a date on Valentine's Day? Shoot, I would have went on a Galentine's Day with my sister. I'm like, bitch, come pick me up. This is horrible. Of course, after this, I kept going back. One thing he did that always upset me was talk about his ex. He told you he's not over her, bruh. He told you. He told you. He would rant about his ex and how horrible she is for 3 hours straight if I let him. Because he is miserable. He doesn't like himself and he don't like you. Because in his brain, he's like, if I'm not good enough for my ex and you think I'm too good for you, oh, you're the scum on my shoe. You don't, if I hate myself and you like me, oh, bitch, you're dumb. That's how he's acting. I do too. And I'm waiting on the punchline. Like, what's the last straw that made you wanted to go? I brought up how I battled depression and he brought up how his ex was also depressed. Gee, I wonder the fuck why. He talked about her a lot, every single day. He wouldn't go one day without either mentioning her or talking about her. Fast forward a year later. Oh my God. We were texting. We were talking about something and I was upset. I was at my last straw. You know, when you're just done with someone and you know nothing they say will ever make you be attracted to them like you were. Well, that happened. I remember telling him I was done waiting for him to get over his ex. I had guys closer to my age range, period, who wants to talk to me. And at that point, I just wanted to be single. And honestly, babes, if you're doing an age gap and you are the younger girl and he is not financially supporting you, that is a red flag, because the whole point, and I'm sorry all my guys watching in the ether that are older that would want to prefer to date someone who is 18, 19, 20 years old. The reality is you are established financially. That's the only reason why we're talking to you. If you're already spending money out your pocket, you might as well date another teenager. You might as well date someone 21, 22, 23, because they're not going to be financially stable. Like, they're just not going to be, you know? So if you want to have relations that are based in love, I would much rather do that with a fellow broke teenager than a broke grown man, you know? Like, and then he's not even broke. He's just specifically choosing to not support you. And that's why I'm saying I don't get it. Because look, I'm not dating anymore, but I've dated women. And if I was the older person in the relationship, I would feel almost obliged to take care of you because you're a woman, because I don't know. I just feel like that's expected. I don't know. Maybe it's a little old fashioned, but specifically if you're older dating younger, you know that young person is not financially there. So why would you break something down that hasn't even started to build up yet? You know, it's just very, very weird. It's just very weird. Like, you think, oh my gosh, girl, you might as well date someone your age. Like, seriously, this don't make no damn sense. Definitely draining her pockets too early. This should be the phase in your life you're saving up for your first spot, for a degree, for equipment to get into a trade, like for your future. And usually that's why younger girls do sugar and why younger guys do sugar, so that they can get invested into. These older people realize, okay, this is a up and coming fresh face and they need somebody. They need an investor. Now, we can talk later about sex work and the escorting industry, because you see, it's a thin line. It's a very thin line. This man is low-key doing sex work. Low-key. He's just I would feel less bad if he was 26 doing this to like a 45-year-old woman. You know, I would feel less bad, because I'm like, man, this bitch probably got kids this man age. She probably already on marriage number 2. She probably already blew 100 bands in her lifetime on like a house or some shit. Like, she's had a nice little time, you know? Whereas you're over here getting somebody who like just got out of high school, who hasn't even filed freaking taxes yet. Like, you're wildin'. And I hope all the bad things happen to you, sir. Is giving, when he does have a child, he's going to get a daughter. Because you do not know how to treat. It's giving mommy issues. Because, like, why are you treating women like that? Like, you seem like you hate women for real. So I was doing some deep reflection, and I became so self-aware that I could see right through all the BS he used to make me fall for. So I was telling him I was done. I reached my limit. I'm done waiting, and you're wasting my life. I should have done this 5 years ago, but I digress. 5 years? How many? Something's not adding up. Something's not adding up. 5 years? What you mean 5 years ago? See, y'all did say, let me find out, that y'all was talking before. So wait, whoa, hold on. So you were like 14, 15 and he was 21? I really hope chat, she just being dramatic and just being like, I should have did this like 50, 11 years ago type, because that math right there, thank you. Yeah, that math ain't mathing. So I told him I was done. I reached my limit. I'm done wasting my time. So he, over text, mind you, gives me a dry ass girlfriend proposal. Now, doesn't that just seem like he asked me because I was completely done with him? Yes. I said no because I knew it wasn't genuine. He didn't want it to ever be with me, and he was only asking me because I was done with him. I could see right through him. Girl, I'm about to sell you something that you probably know today but didn't know when you wrote me this. You at this point, you guys have been together for about a year. He has budgeted you into his monthly income to pay the bills. Like, it's come to that. It's come to that, friend. He's never bought you. He literally is treating you like a client. Like, he has escort rules. I'm not buying them anything. I'm not going to drink. I'm going to get them drunk. I'm not going to pay for lifts. I'm not going to pay for Ubers. On holidays, we're not a relationship. I'm not getting you any gifts, but you're more than welcome to give me gifts. If any of my ladies out there want to sugar, like, he's literally doing it. This is how you do it. This is literally how you do it. And you don't lie. You just keep it a freaking buck. Wow. You said, ain't he some type of manager? Look, I don't think he a manager. I feel like he put that little suit on and go walk the streets. I really do. Allegedly. I feel like he put on that suit and he go and smash Miss Gladys and Miss Gertrude, because this is a real slick ass dude. So he tries to flip it on me and tells me I never wanted to be with him and that I wasted his time. And if I ever want to be with him, then why was I complaining? Again, I could see right through what he was doing, but Naja, I was so dumb. And this was the last time I'm dumb in this story, I promise. I went to stay with my cousins for a couple months, so he said, fine, if you want me to ask you in person, come over. No. How about this? We set the tone. If you want me to be your girlfriend, you come over to me. I'm done. Like, bro, this is horrible. It's like every time he tests you to see if you're still going to do the same shit, and you do. Oh my God. I go over, we hook up, and he says that he loves me in the middle of it. Oh, he's definitely a narcissist. Okay. He's a narcissist. That's wild. They all do the same things. I'm very fortunate. I've never been in a relationship with a narcissist, but I do have some in my family, and I see how they are with their partners, and it's fucking wild, to the point where I make sure that I'm an ally to those because it's wild. Like, and mind you, all of us as human beings, we all have narcissistic tendencies within us. So obviously I got narcs in my family. You know, I be thinking I'm all that sometimes, but there is a difference. There's, like, you could tell in their eyes. It's different. If you know, you know. But I just could never imagine being in a relationship. But they all do that. I don't know why. I don't know if they're reading from the same book, or yes, it's thinking versus acting. It's like, okay, I know that this is going to make someone cry, so my response should be coddling. But realistically, I want this girl to really know I don't care, so I'm just not even going to mask for her. I'm just going to go on about my day, because she's going to show up anyway. I'm not going to waste my energy masking for this girl, basically. Bro, I don't know if they read out of the same brochure, but I swear all the narcs do the same thing. The flowers. Oh my God, the flowers. One of my family members, that's their thing. Like, let me shut up. But yeah, narcs are pretty basic. I would not be scared of them. I be seeing people on TikTok and Instagram. They learn from their parents. Yes, they do. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why I said I have multiple. But yeah, bruh, they all literally do the same, like, love bombing, and then completely cold, the performativeness. Usually, like you said, they usually have nice jobs, managerial positions, they leader positions. It's really a shared thought process, right? But I always see people on TikTok and Instagram like, oh my God, how to beware of narcs and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, if you don't just go on Amazon and order you a 48 Laws of Power and read it, like that's they are so basic. They're the most insecure people. They're so insecure. They're like, you can literally, all you got to do to make a narc feel bad is just like, you got something in your teeth. And then if they say, is it out? It's like, no, it's not. You should probably go in the bathroom and get yourself together. Like, bro, I'm telling you, they will freak out. They'll have nothing in their teeth and then they'll come back. I guarantee you they'll come back to you. Did I get it out? No, you didn't. You might just want to go home. You might just want to go home and start over. Look. Look, those people are a funny bunch. They are a funny bunch. Yeah, just go home. There's this guy on TikTok who his whole account is he is a narcissist, a diagnosed narcissist, and blah, 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 blah. And I applaud him for being real. But look, I can't help it. It's just they all do the same thing. They really do. And part of it is that I love you shit. Like they know they will hold that shit to their chest, and then as soon as they say it, it doesn't mean shit, but they know that in society and neurotypical society, saying I love you is like a big deal, right? Doesn't mean shit to them. They don't feel anything when they say it, but they know the weight it holds in society. So now later on, when you try me, I could be like, oh, well, I said I loved you and we were intimate while it happened. Does that not mean anything to you? And it's like, okay. When it happened, I felt sick because it was all so much and so sudden. Like just a day ago, he didn't want to be with me. He still needed to heal, but now he loves me and wants me to be his girlfriend. Girl, when I tell you, I would have put my hand over his mouth like, shh, don't talk. Don't talk. Don't say anything. Well, now he actually took me on a date. He paid for the lift and everything for once. And before we left, I offered to pay and he said no. Remember this. Girl, this man is slick. This man is slick. I'm telling you, it's given I have another apartment vibes. It's given, bruh. This man is very fucking slick. He needs therapy. This is what narcs be doing, bro. I swear. It's like they like playing this little game of, yeah, if I wanted to, I could, but I just don't want to because I don't like you like that. But you just are so enamored with me. Of course, because it's me. Like, what do you mean? Like, and then, friend, not you over here still offering to pay for shit. Well, I mean, I guess he kind of conditioned you to do that, but it's like, wow, that too, Blockavelli, like that doesn't get tiring playing those type of games. Like you're not exhausted keeping up with the social gymnastics. Keeping up with lies is so exhausting. Remembering who you told what to. We go out and we had a little bit of fun. We went to a theme park and rode a lot of rides. He was complaining a lot, but I tuned him out. Yep, narcs love to ruin when you have a nice time. They don't like birthdays. They don't like holidays. I don't know why I didn't peep that he was a narc before. I just thought he was sociopathic just because he was ignoring your emotions and shit. But no, now it all makes sense. Again, they all do the same shit. They do the same things. Like, it's so boring. Like, he's trying to ruin the good time. You tuning him out. We were out and the height difference made it so awkward. Like, I'm not trying to be shallow, but he is the same height as me. If I wore heels, I would just be towering over him. And I couldn't even be all lovey-dovey with him and even want to do relationship things because of the height comparison was so awkward. Well, girl, obviously you wasn't thinking it was that awkward when y'all was sitting in the couch in the house. That's why you let people take you out. Okay? Jeez. After the theme park, we walked to a Walmart across the street. I knew this date was going to have walking in it at some point. When he did take you out on a date anyway. After the theme park, we walked to a Walmart across the street to get food and drinks. In the parking lot, there were these 3 boys around my age who were yelling things at us. They were saying, your girlfriend is fine. I was smashed. And he didn't tell them off or tell them to stop. I bet you I bet you in the car he gonna say something. I turned around and told them to shut up. And they started, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. Not you turned around and told them to shut up. This is so embarrassing. Why? Bro, I would have just ignored them and kept it going. And then if he wanted to fucking say something about it, I'd be like, well, newsflash, you're with a bad bitch. That's what happens. And if you didn't want them to say something, maybe you should have spoke up. Because again, like I said in the beginning of the stream, I'm not arguing with no man. So what? So you can beat me upside my head in public because y'all don't give a fuck? Like, no, I'm not about to get beat the fuck up just because a dude called me fine and I rejected him. Like, no, I'm just not going to say anything and walk away. But if you felt so pressed, maybe you should have said something. Talking about the way my fingers curled up. Shut up. Whole time he didn't defend me. They were even asking him, why you letting your girl fend for herself? It was embarrassing. I got mad and walked in front of him because I didn't want to talk. I get quiet when I'm upset, and we were in line and he's talking to me loud as fuck. Like, child, people were looking at us. He's berating me and saying I was dumb for going back and forth with those guys and how I could have gotten him jumped. Oh, he's a bitch boy. He's a little bitch. He is a little bitch for real, bro. I don't know where y'all... Oh, I know where y'all live. They definitely got guns over there. Tuh. Clack, 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 clack. The fuck? I got a solution for jumping. Anyway, I started walking out the Walmart because he pissed me off. He was walking behind me yelling at the back of my head and people were literally staring at us. Oh my God, he's having the narc rage. Girl, this is what you do. When they do that, you just start busting out laughing and be like, yo. And if you're in public, it's even better because then you have witnesses. So like nobody can put their hands on nobody. Like you see people be like, do y'all see this? Oh my gosh. Calm down. What? He was calling me childish and shit. Yup, I would have been busting out laughing. Real childish. The worker was looking at me. A lady in front of us stopped and turned around to see what was going on because he's so loud. The entire time I was not responding. I was letting him talk to himself. We get outside and he walks into the parking lot without me. He said he was going to call a Lyft and go home, but he dropped his mask somewhere. Remember, this is during COVID. Long story short, the guys come back and actually try to jump him. Okay. And I guess between me trying to stop him from getting jumped and him yelling at me, he told me to call the cops. I didn't hear him. He thought I purposely didn't call them. What the hell? This is so... Not you trying to stop it. I would have just let him get jumped. I'm sorry, but you about to just get jumped at this point because you asking for it. Because I'm pretty sure those boys watched that whole thing unfold. I'm sure they saw her walk off and then was hearing him yelling at her that whole time and was like, you know what? Actually, that does sound like a good idea. We might actually just go and jump you now. Because what? After they ran off, when they heard him say cops, he started yelling at me and saying how I caused all of this. I was sitting on the sidewalk and he was standing literally berating me like a little ass kid. And I started shutting down and going cold. So I kept saying, I don't care. I just don't care. And he said, let's break up. Child, I would have been broke up because I can't. Thank you so much for the follow, the Twitch follow. I appreciate you guys coming over to Twitch and showing me love. But yeah, it's giving he was going to start an argument anyway to break up. Like, he's so sassy. He's so drama out. So the day he told me he wanted to be with me, he broke up with me the same day. It was actually funny. I said, fine by me. He calls a lift. We go to his place so I can get my stuff. I was packing and he just kept yelling, telling me to get out. So I was yelling, telling him I will. He was walking away and called me a dumb bitch. Ooh, sorry if I hurt y'all ears. Guys, let me turn this down a little bit. I'm sorry. If y'all know me, you know that is my deal breaker. You can't call me out my name because that means you don't respect me, and this ain't gonna work because you want me to respect you as a man, right? Like that's how this gonna work. You call me a bitch? Oh no. I don't even like the whole wordplay. You're not a bitch. You're acting like nope. We're grown now. We're grown now. That maybe would work. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't even like that one. Nope. So I got up. I went in his face. We were eye to eye, and I told him, repeat yourself. And he didn't. Period. So I called him a pussy, a bitch, everything you could think of. I brought up his hairline, his 2 pairs of drawers, his 3 pairs of shorts, his 1 pair of socks with the holes in them. But he has a high-paying job. You're cheap as fuck. He has a fake tooth, which is for some reason yellow, so I brought it up. Oh, I told him he ugly as hell in real life. And Naja, I hurt this man's feeling to the core. I know. And it's sad. But when I'm pushed over the edge, I will come at you with the thing I know will hurt you most. And with them narcs, oh my God, he may act like he doesn't care, but he's crying in the car. He's crying in the club. He's in the bathtub crying right now with the water going down his face. Because the way he was talking about his ex for fucking 2 years straight. Yeah. That one's going in the books. I brought up how when he pulls his underwear out, but it gets saggy and it ends up looking like a shitty diaper. He didn't have shit to say the whole time. He just let me go in on him. He couldn't say anything. You know why they do that? Remember I told you about the eyes? They do that blank thing. And it's because it's almost like they're going down the checklist of their insecurities in their head and they're waiting to see if you're going to hit that one. I feel the best way I can describe narcissists is like I don't want to say they have a shame thing because they have no fucking shame. They got the audacity, but it's like they're just very, very insecure. They're very, very insecure. So they feel like some people in the world see all of it. And then the dumb ones don't see them, right? They get the mask. So I'm telling you, this man was literally just staring at you, seeing if you're going to tick down the thing. And you probably did, but he would never tell you. He would just go cry in the club. He would never tell you. You said they sound like robots. It's a very tiring. I don't see how people do it. I try to empathize and not villainize, so I try to be like, well, hey, maybe you just felt like you didn't have a lot of control when you were younger and you just like to manipulate. Maybe, I don't know. Mommy issues, daddy issues. Maybe one of your parents, you saw that's how your parents got on in life. And maybe that's the example of a relationship is one parent badgering the other. He didn't say anything and I left. We didn't talk for 2 weeks. He came back randomly asking me back for the money he spent on the lift. You know what I would have did? I would have sent him a Cash App invoice of all of the lifts and Greyhounds I took. Send it right on over. I wouldn't even respond. I would just send the invoice. We went back and forth. It ended with him saying he just wanted me back and he realized when I left that I was the one he finally wanted. So he's like, you're finally good enough for me. Don't blow it. I told him no, straight up. We're never getting back together, ever, in my Taylor Swift voice. I told him I never see myself getting back together with him again and I'm not attracted to him anymore. Once that attraction is gone and you get the ick, there is no going back. And I was finally at that point. The only thing is I kept trying to live my life, but he just keeps insisting on being friends. Don't do it. He wants to own you. I'm telling you, this is what them narcs be doing. They be besties with their exes for decades. The ex is still underneath that narcissist thumb. And it's like they got a whole new husband, all kids and all. The narc won't let him go. It's so weird. It's so weird. Can we be friends? You're a shitty friend. Even a friend would go half on a lift. You're a shitty friend. I wouldn't want to be your friend. He'll get butthurt and write me paragraphs about how heartless and cold I am. It's like he pressures me into staying friends. It's like even though we're not together, he still wants to control me. Yes. I just want to know, how do I get out of this? It's hard. I'll block him and he'll find a way to contact me and guilt me into talking to him out of pity alone. He acts like I can't live without me in his life, and I just don't know what to do. I'm about to tell you, ooh, I hope this person is still not bothering you today. Anybody out there that's having this problem, all you have to do, you know where he lives, you know his last name, you can get a piece of mail from his freaking house. Send him a cease and desist and go file an order of protection. You want to fuck up your big boy blue suit job? I didn't fucking think so. Leave me alone. Change your number, block him on social media. If he makes another account, let him know you will be getting something in the mail. I will be screenshotting this for court if you want to take it there. I guarantee you he will leave you alone. In this economy, what type of job he got? Yeah, nah, he's gonna leave you alone. When I talk to guys, he tells me things saying that it makes him jealous and they won't compare to him. I can never do me in peace. He lurks on me. My Twitter got suspended for 3 days because I was talking shit and he noticed right away. Not even 5 minutes later, he came and asked me what happened to my Twitter. Then he blocked me on Twitter for some reason. He's just weird. He's off sometimes and just makes me so uneasy. It's just a matter of him waiting too long, and now I've lost complete interest. But girl, even during the time, he was horrible, like literally horrible. He knows this and tries so hard to be in my life any way he can. He tells me that I'm cold for not wanting him to be in my life when all he wants to do is be here for me because he cares about me. Girl, he's not there for you emotionally. He's not there for you financially. He's not there for you physically, and I really wouldn't advise you to do that. What are you here for me about other than being a nagging ear? Yeah, you need to get you an order of protection. You don't have to be friends with him. This is what narcissists do. They're like, oh, I don't even got to be with them. I could just have whatever I want. Next thing you know, he's going to be cash apping you requests for $20. He's trying to not fuck up his monthly income. He has added you into his... I need to know how this fucking ends. I just feel so yuck. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want nothing to do with him. Thanks for reading this. I'm pretty sure I missed a few things, but you get the gist of it. Oh my gosh. Let me see if she sent me any update because I need to know. No, she didn't. Girl, it's been a long time. It's been a very long time. So I'm really hoping your circumstances are different. But I'm just going to say this to you as if this was happening to you yesterday. And if this is happening to somebody today, it'll help them, right? Fran, you need to change your phone number. You need to tell your traditional religious behind African parents what's going on. Because I guarantee you, they ain't gonna let that man, that grown ass man who is now like damn near 30, they're not going to let that man blow up the phone that they pay for. Period. If he wants to keep fucking playing, making new accounts, you know his address, you know his full name. Fuck it. Even if he's moved, you know where he works. Go to the police station and file out an order of protection. Unfortunately, narcissistic people, they tend to have criminal records because they don't know when to fucking stop like this. He doesn't know when to fucking stop. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make him stop. Let's see what y'all got to say. Brownie says, I think he knows his games aren't working anymore and he's trying something different. Well, he can do that over there. He sounds terrible. This was a roller coaster. No, it really was. I'm like, why do you want him? But I think it's because he has just broken her down, her self-esteem down so much in that small, short time that, like, she thought that that's what she deserved. And I don't know why. I just have this feeling, bro, like, things are different. Because if you didn't get out of this, bro, the next thing he's going to, you know what narcs do? If they see that you're doing well in life, they're going to, like, knock you up or some shit. Like, I'm really hoping that you left him alone and that nothing scary came of this. Shoot, I don't think it's over either. That's why I was like, bro, I hope that everything is okay because this man's gonna be in jail. That don't make no damn sense. You over here, you don't care about authority. You don't care about, like, yeah, you need to leave that man alone. And I really hope that you've healed from this because that is so freaking scary. Like, oh my gosh. And I hope he doesn't have any of your information anymore. Because what the hell? All right, let's get into this next story. And if you guys have any advice for them, please put it in the comments or in the chat. My advice is to get that order of protection and change your number. And put your social media on private. And don't add any random accounts that you don't know. Because they are definitely counting on y'all to not tell your loved ones. So please make sure somebody in your family knows what's going on. So this next one is called, Bearda, I think I want to read this one first. The Am I in the Wrong? Actually, no, I'm going to read the Time I Almost Killed a Bee. Okay. Hey, Naja. Hey, Tribe. Apologies for it being so long. This is a story about how I almost killed somebody. Before I start, I swear I am a sweetheart. Right now, I'm ending my first year of college, but this story takes place when I was towards the end of my junior year. So you're ending your first year of college. So at the time, you're junior of high school. Okay, friend. Rocky waters, okay. Hopefully it's not too kiddie. Here's a quick background on me. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression as a teen and had not seen anyone for many years, and my mental started to become worse as I got older. When I was first diagnosed, my mom did not fully understand since I was an immigrant, and she had the mentality that kids just really can't be depressed, you know. So back to the story. It was towards the end of my junior year and I just took my SAT. I had a depressive episode during my SAT and I was not able to get myself together for days. I was not eating or sleeping all day. Oh no, you were not eating and you were sleeping all day. Wow. Damn, bruh. Man, I feel so bad. Shout out to all the depression girlies, dude. Like that, it's like, you know, it's about to be bad when your ass just be in the fucking bed. My mom started to get worried because I was losing a lot of weight and I had a history of an ED. So it was just getting bad. At this time, I was at school and throughout the day, I was not feeling okay. And I remember going to the guidance counselor's office and telling them that I didn't feel good. I told them I was afraid to go home because I was scared to be by myself because of my depressive history. This day in particular, I kept imagining myself getting hurt or something bad happening to me. And I just decided it would be best to just tell my counselor. So my counselor contacted my mental health support that had worked with me since I was 13. And my counselor and this team thought it would be best to check myself into psych, which I was okay with since this would have been my second time in one. The first ward I was in was extremely helpful, but still felt like jail. For any of y'all that think that that's fun, it's jail for real. Get 5150, this jail. It's now been a few hours since I told my counselor what was going on, and my mom met me at the hospital I was sent to to wait for my support team to find me a ward to put me in. I was brought to this ward and it was something. It was not dirty, but it looked like an abandoned hospital, no soul in sight. When I was introduced to one of the nurses, I was looking around and could see that there were other children in there too. And since I was a child, I was always shy and timid, but I was still nice to people. So when I'm going through the episodes, I barely talk. The other kids seemed sweet. They're ready to meet, but I was just not in the mood. I looked a hot mess and I did not want to meet anybody. So these kids were not giving me the space that I needed. And I started to feel like I was being suffocated. And before I knew it, I had a panic attack. Thankfully, one of the nurses was able to get them off and gave me a chance to settle. Like, what did they do? Did they just like pummel you? Like, what? And shout out to anyone that just joined the chat. What's up, guys? Huh. So they just pummeled you, huh? Okay. In my first few days, I was still not talking. I was able to get along with other kids, but there was one girl that was always up in my face. We would call her Girl B. I did not know how she would always be in my business, and she kept asking why I was in the ward, and it made me very uncomfortable because I'm very protective of my mental health. At this ward, we were allowed to order outside food, and thank God for that because their food sucked. Whenever I ordered food, I would always share it. And there was this one time I ordered Chinese, and I shared my food with anyone who asked me. But Girl B thought it would be cute to offer my food to those around me. And I said nothing because I'm dumb. And I didn't want to create a hostile environment with Girl B because she thought my first week. Because through my first week at this ward, I realized that a lot of the staff and kids let her do whatever because she did the most. And when I mean the most, I mean the most. Look, she's trying to play mean girl in that shit. It's literally giving jail. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's jail. It's not a fuzzy sock retreat like they like to make it seem online. Like, it's literally an institution. It's jail. And like jail, you have someone here trying to assert their dominance and you got your food took. You got to treat that shit like jail. You don't let nobody take your tray, and you definitely don't share your food with other inmates. Like, what? Jail rules. Jail rules. That's why Girl B lacks boundaries, because this is prison. So there was this one time one of the girls asked to use these gel pens, and at this ward, whatever tools, materials you ask the staff for, you're responsible for them. So since the pens can be used as a weapon, the staff are very strict. Girl B wanted to use them, and the girl that was responsible said no because she didn't want to be in trouble because, that girl be cutting up. After being told no, Girl B went through this big fit and started lying and saying that the pens were hers. With the blink of an eye, Girl B took all the pens and held them hostage. The staff this is jail as fuck. Like, y'all fighting over pens. Oh my gosh. The staff had to get involved because Girl B was getting loud. The poor girl that was responsible for the pens had to be taken out of the room. Before all this happened, the energy and the vibe was normal and relaxing. But when Girl B steps in, dark clouds just follow and everyone in the room is just angry. Oh my gosh, not the crazy people just screaming. That would have made me have a panic attack too. Y'all can't be just screaming like I'm an American Horror Story. Stop it. I'll be terrified. So back to the Chinese food. Girl B starts to offer my food around as if it belongs to her, and I really did not like that. The other children did make sure to ask me before anything, and I allowed them because they asked me. This was not the first time it happened. The second time was with my Twizzlers. Girl B always sat next to me, and she gave me those vibes that to this day I cannot wash off. Girl B was the type of person who wanted to be the center of attention and just dramatic. A lot of the other kids did not like her because of how she was, and the staff was just done with her. And of course, the staff cannot say that out loud, but you could just tell, no, I know what you mean. Like when it's like, this person doesn't want to get better. I'm just going to do the bare minimum, clock in, clock out. Like I peep when teachers be doing that to some kids. Like it's whatever. Girl B did a lot of things. I don't want this story to be too long, but she did way worse and brought up horrible child trauma to get her way, which none of the other kids liked, including me, since none of us used our trauma to persuade the staff to get us stuff. So now, let's get to where I almost, keyword almost, killed this girl. Like I said before, this ward allowed us to order outside food. So one day I ordered a Philly with curly fries. I shared my fries with the other kids, and I gave the rest of my fries to one of the kids that didn't have anything to eat all day. When I was ordering my food, I had my wallet out, and the money ready to give to the staff to give to the delivery. And I think girl B saw money in my wallet, because when I looked at her, she quickly turned her head. Girl, you are in jail. You are in jail. At this ward, everyone had their own locker, and the only person who had the keys was staff. Our names were on the front of the lockers. My locker was on the second row along with girl B. Our names were on like a tape, and that's where I kept my wallet, hair products, and more. I believe my stuff was protected because only the staff had access to the locker key. This day in particular, I went to sleep early, woke up. When I woke up, I went to take a shower, and when I get to the staff to open the lockers, I noticed something. My name was on the locker that was supposed to be girl B, so they moved the tape and taped it on a different locker, probably walked up to the staff and was like, I can't get into my locker. Wow. At first, I don't know why I thought maybe a staff did it, because maybe girl B threw one of her many tantrums and resulting in our stuff getting switched. However, when the staff opened the locker, the things in this locker did not belong to me. They belonged to girl B. And I knew that automatically it was her that switched the locker and not the staff. I quickly explained this to them, and they were very cautious. They did not know if I was lying or telling the truth, but I let them know that my school ID was in my wallet, and this proved that it was my wallet and believed that somebody switched the lockers. It was obvious who it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all are tripping. The staff asked if I was missing anything, and everything was there except for $75 freaking dollars. And I let the staff know, and they went to go and try to find it. I was pissed because I allowed myself to share food with her, and out of all the kids, I was the only one speaking to her. There's a reason why nobody was talking to her. The locker that belonged to her was still open, and for a brief moment to make them, I wanted to grab her stuff and flush it down the toilet. That's how pissed I was. So for the whole day, I'm just mad seeing red. I didn't talk to anybody, and I just slept for the majority of the day. The girl herself even asked if I was okay because my face was red and I looked like I was about to cut someone. Oh my God. I thought that me being quiet and isolating myself would calm me down, but this bitch is getting on my nerves. Throughout the day, I'm quiet as can be. And you in my face. Girl B knew that I knew she stole my money. But the other kids and some of the morning staff did not know the situation. Girl B kept making sly comments like, you are being so rude. Why aren't you talking to anybody? Like, bitch, you stole from me. I didn't say anything because, like I said before, one of the girls was leaving and I didn't want to ruin her day. And the energy within the day room was very good and I did not want to ruin it. I left because if I didn't, I would have killed her. Around noon, one of the staff woke me up because we're getting some new kids and we had 2 new girls coming in. And guess who was helping us move? Girl B. I had a stank attitude the whole time because she was touching my stuff. That would have pissed me off. I would have made a scene. I would have been like, actually, I don't want her touching my things because she's a thief. So no matter what I did, I was still very much angry. I could feel myself getting angrier at her. And she would just act like she did nothing wrong and try to be all buddy-buddy with me. I was done with her at this point. And once I'm done with you, I am done with you. I do not give second chances. Once you F with me, we will never be cool. I could feel myself slowly getting violent, and I was starting to scare myself. At this point, I was 100% about to hurt this girl. And I felt like if I had the chance to, I was actually going to kill her. I did not trust myself around girl B, and I would hurt her. The staff let me know that this was not the first time that she stole from other kids. The staff also made sure that I and girl B were separated for the rest of the day. Towards the end of the day, I was still mad and felt like venting. The two new girls and my roommate from the start started working on a puzzle, and I vented to them. Mind you, one of my roommates was 12 years old. Oh my gosh. Because you said you were 17. So here I am, a 17-year-old venting to a 12-year-old. Jail. That's jail. It felt good to get it off my chest. Towards the night, me and my roommates wanted some cereal. The night crew was chill and allowed us to have some. As I was eating some, girl B came up to me and decided to finally address the situation. But at this point, I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to get away from her as quickly as possible. She started to apologize, but then blamed her actions on her mental health. I would have been like, girl, newsflash, you're not in your normal neurotypical high school in the burbs no more. You're in the ward. We are all traumatized. We all have mental health. We would not be here if we did not all have that in common. Cry me a fucking river. Like, in that moment, I would have had to burst her bubble. Like, I would have been like, the staff aren't going to say it to you because it's a lawsuit. But, bitch, I'm about to tell you right now. We all crazy in this bitch. Okay? And if we all act like you, this would be horrible. Even worse than it is. As soon as I heard that, I just stopped listening. I stopped listening and stopped caring. I would see her mouth move, but I just was not, I just wasn't there. That was my last day at the ward. Thank God. Because if I spent one more day there, I strongly believe I really would have done the girl in. If there was a fight, I know I would have lost because I'm not violent. And I've never seen myself violent. And I honestly did not want to find out how I would react in that scenario. This entire situation is something that will always run in the back of my mind. I have multiple scenarios running in my head like, ooh, I should have did this. And, ooh, I should have did that. But, I mean, I don't even really know how to fight. The thing I hate about this was that if girl B needed money, I would have given it to her. And if she needed money to order food, I would have given it to her. And she would not need to pay me back. From this story, can you guess my zodiac sign? Thank you for listening to me vent, and I apologize for this being so long. I love y'all with all my heart. I don't know. I low-key want to say it's giving Virgo. I don't know. You give me Virgo vibes, or maybe you have Virgo in your big three. Let me know. But I get Virgo vibes from you because it's like you slick at the mouth. You'll do a good confrontation, but you're not really about to like take it the full 9, you know? Like, you'll get slick at the mouth, but you're not going to take it. You're not about to scrap with a bitch. You're too classy, you know? It gives Virgo vibes. No, for real. I get earth sign too. That's what I was like, you gotta be. You said she one of them water signs. I don't know. It's giving earth sign. I know a lot of earth signs that are hot at the mouth, and I've never seen them fight in their life. Never. And they might even vent, you know, to somebody and say the real of how they feel. But then when it comes to getting in that person's face, they're going to spare their feelings type shit. Like, nah. But yeah, I'm glad that you're not in that situation anymore because that shit sounds like jail. 5150, and people always think that it's like an easy way out, you know, or getting sent to a mental institution rather than jail. But America is just great at making a good old institution. Y'all think it's a Taurus? That's funny because I also know a Taurus who told me they ain't never been in a fight before either, but they don't give those vibes. It's so funny. But the only reason why I say I don't know about the Taurus part, it could be actually, you might be right, because they were breaking bread with the other people. Virgos don't really break bread. The only reason why I said it could have been a Virgo is because they were really quiet in the beginning. And then over time, they ended up being like mother low-key and like, you know, you're right. Actually, it is giving more Taurus than Virgo now that you say that. Because a Virgo would just sit at the table with the other people that have money to go and buy the outside food. And then we all just about to eat Chipotle at this table. This is a Chipotle table. So, you know, you're right. You're right. I'm final lock-in is Taurus. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. That's my final guess. But yeah, that's that one. That was a good one. I'm glad that you did not hurt them. Actually, in Florida, this just happened like last week. Somebody at the mental ward actually gouged out their freaking roommate's eyes and got transported from the ward to freaking jail. And I'm like, wouldn't that be the staff's fault though? Like, shouldn't they be getting charged? Because last time I checked, that was y'all job to make sure that didn't happen. Go look it up. It just happened. They got his mugshot and all. The man gouged out his roommate's eyes in the ward because they were fighting over a towel. This is jail. Like, look. So I have enough time to read one more. I thought I was going to be able to read this fourth one, but that first story was just like a doozy. That first story was a whole doozy. Like, the 26-year-old sugar baby. A 26-year-old male sugar baby who is a narc. Like, honestly, again, not trying to villainize anybody because I know everybody, I mean, you're a product of your environment. If you do have narcissistic or sociopathic tendencies, like, I would definitely get into sugaring, bro. Like, what? Because that'd be the main thing that holds you back. You'd be like, damn, I feel bad. They don't feel at all. Envious. I'm very envious. Like, yes, like literally the whole first hour was pretty much the narc story. Like, it was crazy. But it's all good. We got to get into two more. I'm about to read one more. And this is like the am I the asshole, am I wrong stories. These are my favorite. Am I in the wrong? Hey, Naja, how are you doing? I haven't done one of these in a while, but hey friend. So basically, I need to know if I'm justified in this or if I'm the a-hole. Ooh, friend, you already starting off crazy because you got 4 people in this story. 4? Talking about, I doubt any of them watch you, but just in case. Look, and if they do, go read the rules. Look, friend, if they come for you, it's not my fault. You have, okay, you said somebody whose name shouldn't even be, so it's really 3 people. So you have a girl named Smoothie, a boy named Prince, and then the person that's sending in the story is a guy. So about a year ago, Prince was dating this guy online. We would always hear about him and stuff, and I guess we didn't mind. We will call why is there another character? We're calling the guy Phantom. Phantom and Prince's relationship was very much on. This better have something to do with you, because I just keep seeing Prince this, Prince and Phantom. Prince and Phantom. Hold on, I'm skimming because it seems to me like you telling somebody else's story, friend. Okay, Over the year, I texted him and said that he hasn't. Okay, so basically this is a case of you were in somebody else's business, like, too much. And you actually interjected in this relationship and started playing mediator, texting Phantom on behalf of Prince. If y'all ever needed a reality check of if your friends are making you the toxic third, write it out. Write it out. Because then you start to see it a little bit more clearly. You're like, damn, this shit is causing me so much stress. It's taking up so much of my life, but it has nothing to do with me. How did I get here? Look, right, playing middleman. It's very stressful. So I guess I'll read it since you do have a little say in this. But the fact that you're literally breaking down Phantom and Prince's relationship is wild. Talking about it's very much on and off. My bestie seemed to be the most tolerable of them, but me, to be honest, me and Prince really weren't that close. And I didn't feel the need to get close. And I still included them, but it was whatever for me. So that's interesting. So you guys didn't even have a close relationship, but you're about to text his man about something? Right, chat. Y'all just like, so then why did you... Okay, friend. No, that is odd. It's giving frenemy. So Phantom had an ex who he says, oh, SA'd them in the past, but still continues to talk to them. Ooh, and then they even said, I know it feels like I'm telling someone's business, but I promise this is relevant. Okay. We'll call Phantom's ex Clown. Why does everyone need a name? Y'all, this is a good example of what not to do. So apparently, Phantom's ex would always find him on Instagram accounts whenever he would make a new one. And me and Smoothie found that weird because how do you automatically find someone's new account if they didn't tell anybody? It's called still having their phone number. We suspected that Phantom still had feelings for his ex and was smashing around Prince's back. And we would have told Prince our concern, but in the past, whenever we try to break a hard truth about someone that Prince likes, they always get angry at us instead. Well, I mean, y'all are still here. It's not like he cuts y'all completely off. I would have took one for the freaking team and said, hey, I think that connection between Phantom and their ex is odd. It's giving trauma bond. He needs to go to therapy for that himself. Like, come on now. Anyways, skip to spring break. Prince had a one-time chance to see Phantom in person, and Phantom was moving, and he was going past a town that was close to ours. So Prince asked me and my bestie to take him there, and we decided to make it a group field trip. So here we are on a road trip, and we preparing posters and everything. Oh my gosh. He eventually got there, and Phantom and Prince start hugging and all of that. It was hot as F outside, so Smoothie and Bestie aren't the same person. See, that's why you can't be adding all these names. I'm thinking Smoothie and Bestie are the same person. How many people are in this damn friend group? That's too many people for a car. Anyway, time passes. It's time to leave. We say our goodbye, and Prince kisses Phantom one last time. And the whole ride back, Prince is just glowing, talking about the kiss and blah, blah, blah. So a week after that, Phantom decides to break up with Prince. Oh my gosh. And he revealed that he was still talking to Clown, the ex, on the low, obviously. After that, it spiraled a whole series of events that led to Prince going to the ward. Everybody's in the ward. Why is you telling Prince's business? I want to know, how were you there for Prince? You even said you didn't even like Prince like that. How do you, so that's, you guys got a friend in common, Bestie and Smoothie. One of those hoes is fake as fuck. Because why do you know all Prince's information? And for you to put in your pocket, don't trust none of them hoes. Smoothie and Bestie, fake ass bitches. Don't tell your information to them. Because I'm sure Prince know all your tea. Because damn. What the hell? Oh my gosh. I love that emote. That is so cute. Not you got the Nikki emote. That is so cute. I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel bad for Prince. Because damn, friend, I would have just told him, because at least then when he comes back and is like, I'm going with my crazy ex, they could be like, oh, I told y'all did tell me. That's what's up. So we told Prince over and over to block all these accounts of Phantom's main, but he wouldn't. And he even got mad at us and said something along the lines of, why do you think you're entitled to my trauma? Like he wasn't posting about it every damn day on his story. After a while, I decided, okay, I'm done, and decided to help Prince fight back. I was in the strangers' DMs yelling at them to leave Prince alone and even made them block him. Prince encouraged me and cheered me on. Smoothie didn't really care anymore, and she mentally logged out of Prince's drama because it went on for too long. And now that would have been a win. Before I continue, I forgot to mention that Prince said that Phantom SA'd them when they were in the park. What is going on here? What is going on? Now, I always believe the victim because it's hard when you're not heard and you've been SA'd. And I feel kind of shitty saying this, but to me, Bestie and Smoothie, we were all in the car and cruising around the park keeping watch. And we didn't see anything out of the ordinary. And Prince was excited and crushing the whole way back. And he said that Phantom like forced himself on him. And just to add, okay, I'm not going to add that. But just, yeah, I'm not going to add that. They over here talking about the people's anatomy and stuff. I'm not going to add that. But what I will say is, I mean, maybe they reflected on it and they were like, ooh, that's not really like what I would have preferred to went down, you know? Maybe that's what happened. But I don't know. Now here's the part where it comes together. Smoothie has a significant other, and we're going to call him, oh my God, another freaking name, child. It's almost over, y'all. We're going to call him Apex. Okay. So Apex and Prince stayed up late venting to each other. That Smoothie's man is venting to Prince? Oh, here we go. They were venting one night while Smoothie and I did our thing because we were busy. Apex and Prince only met a few times before, but Apex and Smoothie have known each other for years and have been dating for almost the entirety of 2020. Now, during the venting session, Prince had decided to confess to Apex that he still loves Phantom, and Apex told Smoothie and me the next day. When I found that out, something clicked in my head. Over the past year or so, Prince has been telling us how Phantom has been stalking him, but at the same time, he's been giving us updates on Phantom's life. And thank you guys so much for the follows, by the way. I appreciate y'all. But, okay. Like, he recently got a mullet. How would we know this unless you were lurking on him? Then come to find out, Prince had become friends with Phantom's ex, the one who SA'd them. So basically, I came to the conclusion that Prince had actually been the stalker the whole time and was encouraging me to attack random people who were Phantom's friends. Now, that is why you mind your own business and you stay in your own lane so you don't end up being used as a pawn in some manipulative quarrel. Okay? Wow. I text Phantom behind the scenes, and he said that he hasn't talked to Prince in months. And he showed me private accounts that looked a lot like something Prince would make, and said that if we all didn't leave him alone, he would build a case against Prince and press charges. Period. Ooh, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know how that would work over Instagram messages, but okay, friend, they can screenshot the messages. I took what he said with a grain of salt, though, because he is the accused SA'er, so he could have been lying as well. I told Smoothie my concerns and that I wanted to comfort Prince about it, so we did. I basically said that while I do believe he was SA'd, I don't like how this whole situation is going. I know you're in love, and what you've been telling us this past year, it sounds like you're the stalker, and have been encouraging me to attack people who I thought were actually causing you trouble. Prince then went ahead and said, "You're saying you believe my rapist?" A broken clock is right at least once a day. If you're lucky, twice. Ma'am, sir, they, them. Nobody was talking about that. We were talking about the Instagram. We were talking about the Instagram where you're in the wrong. Nobody was talking about that. Girl. So you're on his side? And I said, no, I just don't want to be involved with this any further. Basically, I didn't want to hear about it anymore. Me or Smoothie. We're still going to be there to help with them when they're sad, but we don't want to hear about Phantom anymore. And after that talk, I decided to go into my own private account and look at whose account? Phantom's account. I saw he had a story which was hidden from me in Smoothie, and from Prince's account. Prince had a story that was hidden from me in Smoothie, calling me a rape apologist. I sent Smoothie a screenshot, and then I confronted Prince once again. Eventually, you know what I would have done? I would have been like, oh, I'm a rape apologist now? Well, since you just love Phantom so much, why are you a rape apologist? Why are you hanging out with Phantom's ex that raped him? What's going on here? Like, what? Eventually, we all decided that we needed a friendship break, and here we are now. After a week or so, Prince set us all up saying that we should be friends again and that he misses us. Smoothie doesn't really want to be friends again, and I just want to keep the group together for bestie. Now tell me, Naja, am I an asshole? Because I be thinking sometimes, I do believe that he was SA'd, but I just feel like Prince was feeding us this story and having me attack people for no reason. Love you, girl, and I hope I'm in the live. If you do read this live, I hope you catch this too when I repost it, because I used to see you all the time in my live. And they said recently, here's a little update, by the way. Do I think you're the a-hole? No. Short and sweet. I don't. Do I think you should mind your business? Yes. Do I think you're a rape apologist? No. I feel like you tread very lightly. They themselves have befriended a rapist, like confirmed. Like we know for sure that happened. What? So a little update, like very mini update. So recently, Smoothie decided to check Prince's account and saw that he added a pronoun pup. Now, the reason why this matters is because one of the accounts that Phantom told me Prince was allegedly stalking him with was named Alphabet Puppy. And you the one gay person we know. Okay. I know this whole thing sounds so weird, but I mind my business when it comes to people and pronouns. Well, that's one thing. So this might be confirmation that Prince actually was the stalker. No, I know that he was the stalker for sure, only because after when you were saying all those accounts were hitting them up and you were like, why don't you just block the account? And they came up with all these reasons to not do it. I knew that something was up. Like they were either really liking the attention or, but so now they identify as a dog now. They identify as a pup. That is crazy. Thank you so much for the cheer, man. You said, I'm going to be honest, I couldn't follow a damn thing in this story. So here, I'm going to break it down. So we got a group of friends. We got some LGBTQ plus friends here, okay? We have one girl and two boys, okay? One of the boys is sending in the story. And their friend, who is a boy named Prince, is dating another boy. And that boy is not over his ex. And on some trauma bonding stuff, that ex SA'd them. So when they met for the first time, Prince and Phantom, the guy that got SA'd, Prince is alleging that they were SA'd by this person, basically trying to allege that they were taught a certain way by the other person. Like, I get what they were trying to do. Not saying they're lying. I'm just saying I get the insinuation they're trying to go with. So now Phantom don't want to be with Prince no more. The person who wrote in the story, Prince is their friend. Prince is their friend, okay? Phantom doesn't want to be with Prince. They are trauma bonded with their ex. They want to go work that out. So what does Prince do? Prince makes a whole bunch of fake Instagram accounts, starts bombarding Phantom, but he lies to the person that wrote in the story and says, bruh, these freaking emotes are funny as hell. They lied and told their friends that all those fake accounts was actually Phantom blowing them up, when in reality it was the opposite. So they recruited the person that's writing in and like two other people to go and bully others on Instagram. And no, that's funny because they were like, they weren't really friends. It's really on some like, when you have a friend and that friend has a friend and like we all hang out as a group. We don't have any solo episodes together, but like when we're all in a group, we all talk, we all chill. That's the type of vibe I was getting. But then they got a little bit out of pocket when they realized, oh wait, Prince is lying. So then they made it their business to hit up Phantom and be like, hey, what's going on here? And that's when they explained to them, like, no, I have not been hitting them up. I do not stalk them. I've told them straight up, I want to go be with my ex. They confronted them about that. And Prince went totally for the gusto. Oh, you don't think that man raped me? Nobody said that. We're talking about the fact that you are being a spinster and you're manipulating a whole bunch of people. That's what we're talking about. So then Prince goes on Instagram, going to post our good sis here and they two little friends, calling them rape apologists. The whole city think that they, apologists, whatever. And they're like, yeah, we can't be friends no more. And now they're just not friends. And they checked up on this person's account and now they identify as a puppy. And one of the accounts that was stalking Phantom, their name was Alphabet Dog or Alphabet Puppy. And it's like, you're a gay person who identifies as a dog. I wonder who that is, right? So, like y'all say in the chat, moral of the story, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Because this all could have been prevented. Like, and please do not ride or die for somebody. Like, trust. If you don't know the full tea, don't do it. And then 8 times out of 10, I'll say 8 times out of 10, you're not even going to be told the full story. You're going to be told the story from that person's perspective who wants you to ride. Okay? So really, really think about that. Okay? Think about it. So I'm just going to move on to this one. This one I know for a fact I have not read. I'm a double check the same way I just double checked because I thought I double checked before I even went live. But I'm going to double check the email. Make sure they didn't. Okay, yeah. This one's never been read. Okay, guys. It's never been read. 3 times is insane. Hold on. Let me put the chat up. 3 times is insane. Like, guys, really, send it to me 1 time. It will be read. Okay? I promise you it will be read at some point. I still kept my promise because here I am on Twitch today in 2023 reading it. So please, you don't got to send it in that many times, guys. You really don't. You really don't. Okay. All right. So this one was sent to me a while ago, and every time it gets on a stream, it's always too late, and I never get to read it. So I'm finally going to get to read it. It is a Tinder story. So be prepared. And OMG, I'm looking at your picture right now, and you look like Regina. Oh my gosh, you are so pretty. I'm sure you get that all the time. Okay, crazy and pizza lists. I haven't heard a Tinder one in a while either. I'm ready. So, hey, Naja and Tribe. First off, I've been watching your videos for years, and I've been so proud of the growth and things happening for you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We are born a day apart. OMG. Shout out to all the Geminis. Shout out to the Gems again. We having a good old Gemini stream. Hey. I have to throw in a little Florida Tinder story. Oh, God. For the sake of the story, you can call me Marie. My bad if this is too long. It's okay. This is the place. This is the place for that. So, I know you're going to be like, oh, no, not another Tinder story. Have y'all not grown? In my defense, this took place my first year of transferring to this university from my small ass town about 3 years ago. While I won't name the school, it is a very popular school, which plays into the foolishness. I'm not going to name the school because it is very popular. This is another one of those examples of people being like, I go to a university in New York that's very popular, and my student housing is in Brooklyn. And it's like, or Manhattan, excuse me. Giving NYU vibe, or a fashion, be like, oh yeah, I'm a fashion student and I go to an institute in the city, the best institute there is, and you're just like, okay, baby, you go to FIT. I see you. So yeah, I'm not gonna blow your spot up, but you go to a very popular school. There's about like 3 here in Florida, and you go to one of them. So I was bored and extremely broke this one day. Oh God. And practically the whole year with no classes to go to. So my off-campus roommate and I decided to go downtown, not to go downtown, to go download Tinder. Worst mistake. My friend and I, we will call her Rue, was the friend that you have that encourages you to do very bad decisions, but you'll get drunk and forget about it the next day, so it's all good. It also did not help that we are both Geminis, so we feed off of each other's energy a lot. Just chaotic. I already know. When I made the Tinder profile, he made sure to pick so Rue is a guy. Okay. Rue made sure to pick all of my best pictures and spice up my bio. So we began swiping away in our ghetto campus apartment, and we will also go downtown near the private university to see if we could bag any private school boys. Oh, God. I'm scared. Shout out to anybody that just got here. Oh, my gosh. Not the private school boys. I will take full ownership of this, but as I was swiping, I noticed that the guys had their snaps in their bio. So what do? I decided that I too would put my snap in my bio. What did I tell y'all about Snapchat? Snapchat is for booty. I don't care. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. At least my generation, like, you're going on Snapchat to look at hoes, look where the party at, see where the tree's at, who's trying to do this little sneaky link. Well, I mean, that's really sad. You my age doing a sneaky link because who's you sneaking from? But yeah, I would not put that. That's like a big dating app no. As a femme presenting person, you never want to put your snap because you will have so many unsolicited pics and all types of stuff. You don't no. That's like putting your phone number in. Like, nah, you're asking for it. If anything, it's like signaling like, hey, I'm down to get some pics, some D pics. And I know you're not. Oh my gosh. Let me know, guys. Like, any of my guys watching in the ether that's too scared to comment, let me know if you're watching. Be brave, be bold, be brash. If a girl had her Snapchat in her Tinder bio, would you not just skip all the swiping BS, go straight to the snap and start rizzing her up? And being like, hey, you sending pics? Like, what we doing? You get what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even be surprised. You said your snap is only for memories. That's true. There is a select group of us who keep the snaps just so we can go back and look at ourselves with a puppy filter in 2015. But that is such a slither. It's such a slither. It's such a slither. And then the main people that use Snap for nefarious reasons, like, and you know, because you see the type of pics they be liking on Instagram and shit, you know that's what they use their Snap for, but they gonna lie and be like, oh no, I be using this for, okay. Look, so I also have to add, not sure if they still do this on Tinder, but at the time you could put what school you were attending. Oh my God, why would they do that? I hated this feature, and as I started seeing a lot of guys, I would randomly just see them on campus. Ew. After I found some matches and started convo, I noticed my snap was blowing up. Yup, because why am I about to do this Tinder crap when I could just add you on Snap? Like, damn, somebody in chat said that's how their ex cheated on them. They might write a story about that. Yeah, Brad, look, a lot of people be getting cheated on Snap, don't even know. Because what do you consider cheating, too? That part, don't even try to hit me up on Snap. Don't. It's not active. Don't do it. So my Snap starts blowing up. Another dummy moment. I started adding many of the people back. Oh my God. I wouldn't add nobody back if they didn't have a picture of their face. Oh my goodness. After I added them, I began getting messages. Some were nice, but a whole bunch, there we go, were wee-wee pics, not dick pics, wee-wee pics that Rue and I would just sit back and laugh at all day. I also have to admit that Rue is gay and would often take some of the guys' snaps and add them, so he could also entertain them when he was on Grindr. Okay, pause. This isn't cool. This is low-key like a trap, bro. You low-key like gay baited these dudes, bro. That's such a trap. I don't like when, and I am part of the lettuce, gay, bacon, tomato, whatever community, and I don't think it's cool. I think baby gays go through this phase, though, where it's like you think it's cool to see if guys are bi-curious. That's just not cool. It's dangerous. You can get hurt. Your friend can get hurt. Men are violent. Like, that's just not really smart to be baiting people. And the reason why I say it's baiting is because I don't know if I'm the only one. Let me know out there in the ether. But it feels like you put your snap in the thing, bro. You put your snap in the bio. That's like a hey, let's skip the small talk. Just add me on Snap. That's what that is. And then they send you some shit unsolicited, for sure. No one asked for that. But to then take that and give it to somebody else, and then that person tries to hit, are they hitting them up as a woman? Or are they hitting them up as a man to see if they're bi-curious? Like, I just don't like it. It's giving setup. It's giving setup. I don't think it's cool to be playing with nobody's sexuality because you can get hurt. And they have laws to protect rage for what in this country when it comes to that. Like, look, I don't know. This just seems like a bad situation all around. So one day I added this specific guy. We're going to call him Pizza Daddy, PB for short. I knew I didn't match with him on Tinder because I didn't recognize his name, but I decided to entertain him as he seemed like a pretty cool guy. His Bitmoji was cute, but he was not. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't even add nobody with no real picture of themselves. At this point, I really started to not care about looks, but more so personality and convo. And to be honest, I just wanted to go on dates because I was broke, girl. Now, Naja, PB was actually a pretty nice guy who gave me great advice, made me laugh, and gave me super sweet compliments on Snap. But of course, all good things must come to an end. I also forgot to mention I was around 21 or 22 at the time, and PB, oh my God, PB was damn near 30 and an Army veteran. This is why. Stay off the apps. But if you're on the apps, you don't put pictures of your kids on there if you're a mother, and you don't put your phone number, your school or job, or now your Snapchat. Because now you've got some random 30-year-old man that's not even on your campus. That wasn't even the red flag on the freaking play. This isn't even what you wanted in the first place. Oh, That's what I'm saying. You might as well just date a cop, girl. Like, you over... Oh, hell. Wow. No, right. Like, you should not be putting your kids on the dating app, what school you go to, where you work, your Snapchat, or your phone number. Like, none of that. None of that. And of course, these people want to come over here and cut the damn grass. Sorry, guys, if y'all hear that. So the Army vet Mr. PB, always wanted to meet up, but I was always working in class or trying to be active on campus, and I refused to give up my time on someone who wasn't offering me something other than trying to get in my pants. I also noticed he has some weird tendencies, as in fetishes. One day I posted a random snap, and when I went home for the weekend, and my foot with socks on happened to be in the snap. And this man decided that he wanted to see my feet more and begged for me to send him foot pictures. And my dumb ass sent him like half a foot, hoping he would send me money to get my toes done. Girl, no, that's not how it works. You get the money first, and then you send half the foot. And be like, you wanted the whole foot, you got to send me more money. And then you get even more money. And then the full picture that you send, your toes got to look busted as fuck. And then be like, if you want me to get my toes done, you got to send me more money. This is not from experience, by the way. I'm just recognizing patterns and shit. I love getting older and just noticing like the game, bro. Everybody be running the same freaking game. Like, shoot, a dude could do it too. You know, wax your little toe hairs off. There you go. Get you a little Frenchie. Get you a little French pedicure. Boom. There you go. Talking about how do you charge? Get you an Apple Pay. Pay your taxes. So this man talking about he want to see more and more of the feet. He proceeds to tell me he has a son, which I had no problem with, but I knew I was not planning on playing no stepmommy anytime soon. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And deaded that combo. We also started talking a lot about food and things to do in the area as we're both new to the city and had never experienced all the ratchetness there was to offer, which leads to us having our first meeting, okay? When I eventually went back to school and got my apartment, he begged to take me out on a date. I had weird feelings about him, and one thing I don't play about is my gut feelings. Whenever I meet with someone, I always meet them in public, or I drag one of my roommates along. In secrecy, ooh, I love that. Like, just have them go and sit at the table across the way. But this time, I decided to have Rue's messy ass there. Might I add, at this time, like most college students, I was in love with alcohol. More specifically, Fireball. Ugh. Oh my God. When we decided to meet, I invited him over to my apartment while Rue was there and our extra messy roommate was locked away in her room. Why is that such a common experience? I know this was dumb, but he offered to bring pizza and I couldn't turn it down because I'm broke and hungry, remember? So we set a time like 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I told him he could only stay until 4 as I had a meeting on campus, my lying ass, but this was half true. Thinking he would want to reschedule, but he said yes with the quickness. So guys, let's take a pause and dissect this situation really fast, shall we? You have a 30-year-old man that's about to go on a college dorm campus, because I'm not age shaming. I went back to college late myself. You know, it is what it is. But this is a 30-year-old man going to the dorm campus, bringing pizza for these like college age kids. Like, you guys should be at different phases of life. This man went to war. Like, he should be at a completely different phase of life. He himself should be picking up a hobby. He himself should be in school or work. Like, you know, go be with your kid. Go be a father. Why are you over here with a bunch of kids in the dorms? Like, yeah, everybody's grown, but there is a significant difference in an 18 to 21-year-old college student and like a 25 and up year old college student. Like, bro. Now comes the moment we've all been waiting on. Remember how I said this man was supposed to come at 3 with some steaming hot pizza? Rue and I were sitting in the kitchen watching 90 Day Fiancé at around 2:15ish, and why do we hear a knock at the door? Rue and I look at each other, and I remember saying, I know that ain't who the fuck I think it is. Sure enough, I crack the door, and it's this idiot, PB, standing there, 6 feet in all, smiling like an idiot. All I remember is just seeing him standing there, empty-handed and cheesing mad hard. I would have opened the door, looked around. Oh, where's the pizza? And he had Oh, well, you can go and get it because I was expecting you here at 3 anyway, so you could just go ahead and do that. Like, bruh, what do you mean empty-handed? You think you just about to come here and smash? And I know some people in the ether are like, well, damn, bitch, you about to smash for a pizza? Nobody ain't say nothing about smashing. He think he about to smash. This crazy. I eventually invite him in. And he proceeds to tell me that he couldn't wait any longer to see me and blah, blah, blah. And I ain't gonna hug you. Ew, not he's aware my hug. Ugh. Like the Gemini that I am and have come to accept, I know that I cannot hide my facial expression. So he knew that I was looking for that pizza. That's what I'm saying. I would have been looking all over, up and around, everywhere else but him. No, for real. Y'all like, why did she open the door? Why did she open the door? I'm telling y'all, I would have looked around the door and I would have been like, oh, you need to go back to the car to get the pizza? Like, bruh. And I would have turned it. I would have been like, well, I'm not the only one who lives here. Like, my roommates don't know you. That would have been a nice bridge for everybody. We could all eat some pizza. But now you're just this big ass man about to come in our house, eat up our food. No, seriously, you can even go to the CC's, friend. Little Caesars, something. Right. I would have, thank you. I would have just looked at the ring. I just looked through the ring doorbell like, you're good over there. Like the Gemini I am, I know I can't hide my face. He saw I was looking for that pizza. He asked if I wanted to come with him to go and get the pizza, and I could order whatever I wanted. Absolutely not. For one, I wouldn't even, I know you're at a dorm and you think like, you know, there's campus security, there's multiple things you got to do to get in, but I still would not let no man know where you live, even if you do got roommates, because now you're putting your roommates at risk. This man know where you live, and now he's trying to take you to a second location. And if you watch any true crime, you know that is the surest way to die, is when you let the person take you to a second location. It's like, bro, no, you still got time. You can go do that yourself and come back. Mind you, Rue is in the background laughing silently while I'm just standing there stuck on stupid. I eventually invite him in, blah, blah, blah. So he wants me to come with him to get the pizza and I could order what I wanted. Now, I myself have watched a lot of true crime. Thank you. And this is when you get chopped up. Thank you. So I respectfully declined and told him I wasn't happy that he showed up empty-handed and very early. All three of us were in the kitchen just talking, but at this point, I gave up, child. He started to give me ADHD vibes. Shout out to all my ADHD people in the chat. He was giving ADHD vibes and was just talking so much to the point that this man was out of breath. Rue, thinking it was funny, was just entertaining the fuck out of him while this man's energy was just sucking the soul right out of me. He also began talking about being in the military, but I low-key think that he may have been discharged for mental reasons. Wow. I mean, how did he get in? Nah, for real. Talk about ADHD people in the chat looking like, man, y'all made me I'm about to make me a little thing. I'm probably going to do that when I get off this stream. I need to make me a little pixel with my face on it. Just, what face should I do? Should I be like, just look shocked. That's just going to be it right there. Thanks for the follow, by the way. No, for real, talking about now, why we in it? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if it's just a selective introvert in me, but his personality was just extremely overpowering to the point where he would start talking normal and then an extremely dark voice, like a damn demon. Okay. When the clock struck 3:30, I politely told him that, girl, I'm over here sitting on my hair. Hold on. I'm like, why do I feel so much pressure? When the clock struck 3:30, I politely told him that my group sisters were waiting on me at campus and that he had to take his ass home. He was sad, but I offered to walk him outside, which gave me the opportunity to see his car/tag number, just in case this man tries it after I block him. Mind you, we lived in a ghetto apartment complex that was gated, and the gate rarely worked. But in the event that it did, he wouldn't be able to come in without contacting me. So you lived on off-campus housing. So yeah, definitely don't be bringing no man up in there. Even if you got a roommates, even if one of your roommates is a man, I still wouldn't do it. Here, I'm about to finish this up, so I'm gonna put the chat on the screen, y'all. After he departed, he began begging me to come to his apartment, and he would buy me food and a fireball. I don't know why he thought that would do, because he's a freaking predator. He's a grooming predator. That's like if he was a predator that was going after children, he would say, I have candy at home. Hey, shout out to you for the subscription. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you were a little kid, he would say, I got candy. But because you're a college student, he said, I got pizza and fireball. Predator. After he departed, blah, 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 begging me to come over. I told him no, because he had a cat and I'm severely allergic. Naja, you know what this boy said? I will just lock the cat in the other room. Sir, you got cat hair all over your existence. Like, what? Oh, Y'all said y'all need a sub emote. I think I'm going to do that today. I'm going to just do one of my face. I think I'm going to make y'all one today of my face. Well, I am going to make y'all one, but I'm deciding on if it should be my face or not. My bad. I thought I already gave you guys sub emotes. That's my bad. I'm going to have to go look in my settings. But yeah, shout out to Avatar for subscribing with Prime. It's cheaper, y'all. I think it might even be like 1 month free, if anything. But yeah. But yeah, locking the cat in the room is wild. So with that, I proceeded to block him on Snap, never gave him my number, and thankfully went along with my business and finally graduated with my bachelor's. Yay! And I have plans to go to grad school. That's what's up. I knew something was off with him, but another side story, when Rue was on Grindr one day and busted into my room, out of breath, he shoved the phone in my hand and asked if I recognized this person. Long story short, it was PB. Not shocked. I'm really not shocked too. I'm just not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. Sorry this was so long, but this is just one of my ridiculous Tinder stories that happened while I was at school. Thank you for reading, and I'm just hoping the tribe doesn't roast me too much if I happen to catch the live. And here is a pic of me. You are so freaking adorable. Like, and you literally are a celebrity look-alike, but I'm not going to say who you look like because you look just like them. Like, girl. And I think I may have even said the wrong name earlier. So, yeah. Too much work for food. I agree. Way too much work for food. I'm glad you're not a poor college student anymore and you don't got to go through all of that stuff. And I'm sure you already know all of this, what I'm about to say. But just for anybody in the ether, that's way too much work for food, bro. Like, and do not be giving out your social media handles or your Instagram, your Snapchat, or your phone number, putting it on these dating sites, because you will get contacted, like, relentlessly. When you give too much, they'll find you. Even like posting certain stuff, like the background of pictures and stuff. Whenever I do vlogs and shit, I'm always blurring out little things because I try to think with that type of mindset, because the internet is very wild. The internet is very, very wild. You can have all the VPNs in the world. If you go into the same Starbucks every day and you telling everybody you go to Starbucks every day at 10 a.m., you run the risk of getting caught slipping. What will happen? I don't know. There's this girl on TikTok right now that everybody is really getting into. She has 4 million followers. And that's what she does. She gets on there and she just gives so much information. Like, I'm talking, she'll get on there and be like, yeah, so I work at this bar named Blarney's on the dock in the shore, and my manager, Bob, he's there from like 8 to 5. So if you want to see him, that's what Bob has a daughter. And I'm like, yo, you got 4 million. Like, guys, just chill. Right. Like, what are you doing? Grown woman too, with her own kid. And she's a bartender. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? She's a bartender. And that's her whole account, is just doing these little bartender stories, but she just gives so much information, like so much information, to the point where people go to the bar and to see her and all the shenanigans, like crazy. Right. Poor Bob's daughter didn't even ask for any of this. Like, ugh. But yeah, y'all, as women, we got to be more vigilant than the next. Not saying if anything happens to us, it's our fault per se. I'm just saying we got to be more vigilant. And I know, like, we think certain things are cute. Like, oh, yeah, I want them to know I'm a mom because my kids come first. But a predator thinks differently. They don't think like how we think. Even if we take a picture of our kid at the pool, we're like, oh, look at her, she's so cute. Some creeper is like, oh my God, it's a baby in a bathing suit. So it's like you got to be objective. You just got to be objective, you know. Thanks for the follow again, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna have y'all emotes together by tonight. So when we go live tomorrow on our spooky stream, y'all can use y'all emotes. So this next one is the long one. We'll see just how long. But I really do feel like this is the longest one I've ever read or will read. There are so many characters to the point that they gave me like a key of characters. They said there's me, my husband, my mother-in-law, my husband's stepdad, my husband's friend, and my husband's best friend. These are a lot of people. I'm hoping as it like flows, because ooh-wee. Oh my goodness. These little strings are cute and all, but I keep thinking I got something crawling on me. A little fast fashion. Okay. Trigger warning. This story contains talks of homophobia, PTSD, mental health issues, SA, all that stuff and more. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be censoring some of that because I myself get a little triggered by some of those topics, like I said in the rules. So yeah, we'll get into it. All right. They said, hey, this is Viva La Sam, and you can say my name because no one involved is going to hear or see this. I know you in the tribe have seen me in the chat, and until now, I actually found your channel through your septum piercing video. I never knew that's how you found my channel. And I still have my own septum piercing. That's what's up. Me too. And I found your channel again when you were doing Zodiac skits and the call center stories. Yay. And then obviously Tribe Teas. So your content's really helped me through this whole quarantine, and I really appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you for sticking with me through all my different little phases of content creation. And I hope you're still here so you can hear me finally read this, because you put a lot of work into this. So yeah, I appreciate you. So anyways, there's lots to unpack, but I'm going to break it down as quickly as I can because this is a whole novel. So for background, I'm an immigrant. I'm not going to say from where. And I've been in the U.S. since 2006 when I was 11 years old. My husband and I met in a small city I grew up in the South. And my mother-in-law and I have always had this weird relationship because I am diagnosed with bipolar 1 and she has PTSD and other general mental health problems and addictions. So I'm assuming how old were you when you met him? Like, how old? Because, and I'm not saying you're using it as an excuse. So let me slow down a little bit before I say what I'm about to say. Even if you do have PTSD and bipolar symptoms, kind of, you know, the only main difference, again, I'm not a doctor. I've just been diagnosed, bruh. The only main difference, not with bipolar 1, but the only main difference is the mania, the highs and the lows, right? But very similar outbursts and stuff like that. So my thing is, if y'all have always butt heads, maybe it's just because y'all are, on your own healing journey and y'all aren't healed enough to deal with somebody who is equally as broken or maybe more broken. Like, you need to save yourself before you try to save your other people type shit. But I mean, the least you could do is just be cordial, But hey. Yeah, she even said that. None of these things excuse certain behaviors, especially towards family. When my husband and I got married, she had a breakdown because we were moving back to their hometown and she was still going to stay in the city I grew up in. She threatened to tell my best friend's mother and the church that she deleted his fetus. Oh, so you guys told the mom that you guys had an abortion, like you decided that would be best for your relationship. And your mom and his mother, out of rage, decided to inform the church just because you guys were moving. Ma'am, it doesn't seem like that really affected your faith when it first was told to you. But okay. I was so furious, I had to tell him that it was either me or her. I shouldn't have to deal with this. I don't care who she is. She shouldn't act like that, and I don't have to put up with it. This was next level petty. She called my husband the green card gangster. Oh, because I was a DACA recipient, and after getting married, I could apply for a green card, obviously. Something that as an immigrant I have always struggled with. People assuming I'm only dating someone for a green card, and it's racist AF in my opinion. No, it really is. Oh, heck no. Wow. Anyways, we moved and we cut her off, period, and we were good for a while. She eventually apologized because she realized she was wrong and wanted her son back in her life. I'm getting Hispanic teas, and no shade for all my new people out there. I am half Latin, okay? Well, technically, if you want to count Haitian as Latin, I am a Latin person, okay? Okay? And unfortunately, this same thing on my Haitian side too. Them boys, y'all don't be knowing how to act. Y'all be treating them like your husband. Y'all be treating them like your damn husband. She missed her man. She said, I need my man back in my life. She doesn't work or hardly do anything, so I can't imagine how much it ate her up. My husband and his mother have a very complicated relationship because he's an only son and was a mama's boy. Girl. So many things to actually cause my husband to end up having PTSD, something that she refuses to accept to this day. That be aggravating me too when parents who went through, because I guarantee you your husband went through a lot of those traumatic experiences with his mother. And it always aggravates me when like parents can't acknowledge, well, if I got PTSD and my jit was there the whole time, if 1 + 1 is 2, like maybe the kid got PTSD too. Maybe we all need to go and get better. But hey, everybody want to be the biggest victim of them all, So I'm going to name the mother-in-law Karen and her husband, Gaylord, and their roommate, Kyle. Hopefully I could keep up. All three of them eventually get kicked out of their apartment during COVID because of some stupid shit. And even though there's 3 adults in this situation, they were too poor to afford rent. Damn. Even though Karen could get a job and the other 2 could get more hours or a second job, I have friends that need 3 jobs in that city to pay their rent. It's ridiculous, and that's why we moved to where we are now. So it sounds to me like y'all need to move. And y'all just, like, damn. Okay. So, of course, they decide to move back to my husband and Karen's hometown. At this time, we were all cool, and they found a place near one of our friends and former weed person who was really cool. We were actually looking for a new apartment at the time because our small business was taking over our old place. Yes, I know, that's right. An apartment opened up next to the weed man and Karen's apartment, so we checked it out and fell in love with the place. My only concern, though, Karen. Now, Nadja, I battled with myself on moving here because on one side we were all cool, and it'd be cool if she was always cool. Plus, I shouldn't let her come between me and a good apartment, right? At a good price. The landlord had already discounted it for us, and he knew the weed man, and the weed man's the manager of the property. What? He was gonna rent it to us for only $800. Well, actually, no. They were gonna rent it for $800. They only gave it to him for $600 for rent. Oh wow, yeah, that's a steal. It was too hard to pass. On the other side, I should have known she was gonna be on some dumb ish eventually. So I don't know when you'll get to read this, but everything went downhill in 2021, which overall was a good day for us because, oh, she's talking about January 6th. Yeah, girl, they all in jail now. That was a funny day. I went live that day. I was either doing a Florida Man or a TRIBETEA or something, and I was live January 6th. And I just remember the chat. People just kept going in the chat. Girl, them crackers at the White House, girl, they going crazy. I was like, what? No, they're not. No. And then I look, I'm like, oh my God, y'all have lost y'all damn mind. Y'all are going to jail. And then I was like, oh my God, they're not getting shot with the tea bags? Wow. Okay. I was like, yeah, let me finish up this live and I'm going to go look. But no, yes, please bring back $600, $800 rent. Like, that just made my heart hurt. That was my first apartment, was $800. A 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Water included. Light bill was like $40. Like, man, this economy done cheated the young people for real, dude. So, January 6th happened, and that's when everything started going downhill for us in the family. My husband and I are both pansexual. My husband had one of his first experiences when he was young with a boy, when he was growing up with his mom, Karen. And Karen knew who the boy was and knew his parents. He had only told who the boy was to Karen's husband, Gaylord, and obviously me, his best friend. So does the mom even know that he's pan? Or is that just something that everybody keeps from the mom? Bruh, I am like team when you get older, traumatize your parents back. Like, what? Mama, it just is what it is, okay? It just is what it fucking is. It's my life. You could either love me or you can go and live your own. Like, bruh. Because this shit don't come from nowhere. Because if you want to argue about me being pan, well, when I was living under your roof, I had a little boyfriend. Like, this didn't come out of nowhere. My husband's best friend is also queer and had a experience with somebody growing up who is actually his older cousin. So your husband's older cousin also had a gay encounter with his best friend. Okay. So there's some queerness going on in this family, but it seems like everybody is just being quiet about it and specifically not telling the mom. So she had you said she has all this information. She has all this information from when we were all cool and hanging out and drinking together. Okay? It wasn't until January 6th where me, my husband, and Karen were discussing certain things, like adults do, that she got super upset that my husband was talking about how she doesn't acknowledge or believe that he had a sexual experience with a guy before. Not to mention, we've had so many arguments over Gaylord, her husband, saying that gay people turn gay because they're lonely. What? I've heard the opposite. I've seen gay people go be in a hetero relationship out of being lonely. They're like, let's get some benefits. Let's get married real quick. I want to go date women. You could go date men. We can build a commune. If anybody wants to have some kids, I'll be an incubator for 9 months. Like, I rarely see straight people being like, well, I gotta go be gay. Like, no, that's not the truth. That's not the oppressed. Being cis and hetero, you're not oppressed, friend. You're not being forced to do nothing. Like, what are you talking about, bruh? Gaylord wildin'. So Karen also shares this belief and told us if men that like, oh, okay, they said something very transphobic. Wow. They have a nickname for trans people, but I'm not going to entertain it. But they were talking about trans people. They said if you were to do that, they wouldn't be the way they are. Keep in mind, what? Hold on, let me read the whole sentence. She also has a belief and told us that if men like trans women just found a beautiful prom queen to have sex with, they wouldn't be the way they are. Wow. Yeah, but I'm not going to say what they said instead of trans women because that's, that's not true, friend. That's not true. The sad part is that men are very gross creatures. I'm in love with a man, okay? So chill. I'm not on no I hate all men bullshit. Men are gross creatures. They will fuck anything. That is the truth. But there's levels to this shit. Like, for you to say that because men fuck everything, that's what makes no. Men will literally fuck a donut. Like, if they that desperate. They will not change their whole sexuality. Like, they would have had, that means they are at least bi-curious, you know? Despite social media and popular demand, there are asexual people that exist. There are straight people that exist that are interested, you know. This is crazy. This is insane to me. Talking about get a prom queen, really? Really? Like, y'all wildin'. So we call her out on her bullshit, as you should. Because she comes off to people as some hippie liberal, but then you gonna say some you gonna say some transphobic shit like that. And that's the funny thing about politics is that hippies, bruh, hippies be the most out of touch with the economy. Like, bruh, oh so liberal, but be so fucking out of touch with what the fuck's going on. And they also have their own little microaggressions. Like, everybody just thinks like Republican equals racist when it's like, bruh, they really share a lot of the same microaggressive BS. Not to get too political, but it is very funny you say they're a hippie because hippies be the main ones falling into the alt-right pipeline with the whole, oh, we got to be crunchy. We have to grow our own stuff and keep our people, our own people. And the government is poisoning. Go and look it up. Go and look up the liberal hippie to alt-right pipeline. You can find videos on YouTube and TikTok that do a way better job than I can of breaking it down. But, yup, not surprised. How are you going to be some liberal hippie, but then call your own son a liar when he came out to you? Something she also did when he was young. She then asked my husband if he did the guy thing before or after he met one of my gay best friends, or his gay best friend, excuse me, who actually, oh my God, who actually took their own life because their family didn't accept them. That is so messed up. Why would you even ask him that? You could have even played it off and asked him about the gay friend that's still alive. Why are you going to ask him about the gay friend that took their life due to homophobia? But at that point, I would have just walked out the house. Or I would have been like, if she was at my house, I would have been like, I'm going to ask you to leave. We'll pick this up another time. Because this conversation ain't over, but you just crossed the line. You crossed it. I told her that she is not as progressive as she thinks if she can't admit who her own son is. She started crying and ran for a cigarette and stormed out and went to my place because... And I stormed out and went to my place because I couldn't stand how ignorant she is. Nah, for real. Look, I know a lot of people who are all, oh my God, I love gay people. Look at JT and Carisha and all and them. Oh, I love gay people. I work with gay people. Santana's my best friend. I love the gays. I'll go to the gay pride. Oh, but if my son is gay, I'm going to whoop his ass. What? What? Who? Like, so yeah, that whole political crap, I don't fall for it. I don't fall for it. I really don't. I really don't. Especially in like the Black and Hispanic community, because it is very homophobic, you know? And that's just the real. That's the real. We're working on it. We trying to get better every day, you know, but that's the real. So here's where my screenshots come in, and I will not be putting them on the screen. There's like 20. The first night, 2 days before his birthday, she was cool, and we were waiting on Euro sandwiches from Gaylord. And even though we weren't expecting... Oh, and Kyle, the roommate. I forgot about him. Let me find out Gaylord and Kyle fucking. Because why is Kyle in the story, the roommate? And why does the mother-in-law and her husband have a roommate? And he's not related to them in any way. Like, I understand if he was like an Uncle Kyle or something, but... So we waited on the sandwiches from Gaylord and Kyle. And even though we weren't expecting them after everything went down about the gay thing, they left them at the door and everything seemed cool. I was actually shocked, as this is how she reacted the night before, I guess. She said, I feel sorry for you in the first screenshot, and my husband deleted it because he didn't want me to see it that night because I was already heated, but I already had seen it. It wasn't until my husband texted her the next day jokingly about seeing her peeping out of her window when he left the house that she just completely flipped on him. So I'm going to read the text messages, okay? Y'all, sandwiches are here. I love you. Do you want me to leave them at the door? My feelings are hurt. Old girl was trying to get in and somebody was trying to get out. I guess she's talking about the house. The sandwiches are at your door. Love you. Say your prayers. Good night. I am dealing with 2 emotional women. Ooh. And I did not know that you were saying we're arguing when you came over. What? When she said, okay, so I'm going to go back. She said, I feel sorry for you. And he said, what do you mean I feel sorry for you? And she said, you're dealing with 2 emotional women, talking about herself and the person that sent in the story. I thought she was calling her son a sissy or something. I was about to be like, oh, you're blocked. You're done. I don't even care. If you come on my property, I'm calling the people. Like, what? She said, dealing with 2 emotional women, and I did not know that you were saying we're arguing when you came over. And he said, it's cool. You and my girl are bad bitches, and neither of you give up. The Euros were very good. I'm proud of you for how you handled the situation. So at this point, so that's the text, one text. So at this point, Karen and Gaylord had called my husband about the situation off the text and suggested that Karen and my husband talk to a therapist about their issues, which he was happy to hear because they have a lot of unresolved issues that caused him PTSD. And of course, he didn't want to face or deal with that. So she refused. So she didn't want to. Yes, she didn't want to face or deal with it and refuse the therapy. Well, girl, how did you get your PTSD diagnosis? You got to go. That's probably like the hardest part of even starting is you have to tell them the deepest, nastiest, shamefulest thing that's like probably not even something that you did, but was something that was done towards you. And you have to say it like it has no weight because the doctor is going to ask what happened. And whereas some people can easily say, I got shot. Some people can easily say, I was in a car wreck. I'm not saying none of those things are easy. I'm just saying when you have something that's like so embedded to where you won't even go, bro. That's bad. So then he texts his mom a picture of the guy from The Office peeking through the window. And he said, I seen you creeping. Very obvious. She said, what the F are you talking about? I haven't left this apartment once today. I am over your fucking nonsense. Oh, if you have any extra boxes, please bring them to me. I am packing to get the fuck away from you. And this need, you have to be so mean and cruel to me. Do you hear me? I'm calling my man so they can quit their job and come home right now and help me pack. And we're going to stay with 2 other randoms until we find a place. And he responds, is this a joke? I'm talking about when I pulled in the driveway earlier, like way earlier. You're doing too much. I knew you were staying, by the way. Pity party BS. Don't work. You don't want to work on yourself, and I'm calling your bluff. We need to go see a counselor. She responds, you'll pay attention. I promise that. I think I have to sit here and listen to your girl browbeat you, and then you all turn around and browbeat me and Gaylord in the same effing breath. Is pitiful. You're going to call my bluff, and what's going to happen is going to be so catastrophic that we will probably never speak again. What happened to her? Where is her trauma stem from? Like, what is it? I'm confused. He said, nah, fuck Gaylord. You're cool, but Gaylord is full of shit. I get you have mental issues. So do I. But Gaylord is crazy. I love him, but his opinions are horrible. Right. Nah, F you. Oh, See, this is when I'll be like, okay, mom, we're done. Because I'm grown as fuck. Like, we're not about to do this. If you can appreciate everything that man has done, including putting himself between you and somebody else to make sure that you had a happy, healthy life, I don't know what to tell you. You are a sad piece of shit. This is a mother. And this is what I'm talking about, how, like, you don't realize that your trauma is causing more trauma. The what is it called? The little voice in your head, that is your mother's voice. So if you have a mother that is telling you, you are a sad piece of shit, how do you feel about yourself? How do you genuinely feel about yourself when your own mom is telling you that you grew up like hearing that you're a sad piece of shit and fuck you and choosing this random man over you? Like, girl, you need to get over yourself, because once you have a kid, I'm sorry, and this is an unpopular opinion on social media right now, but once you have a kid, it's not about you anymore, bro. At least for the first 18. It is not about you. Then you could start talking about something, oh, I need to do my mom. But maybe, once you got them set on the ride to the university or something. But baby, golly, you really continuing to traumatize him. Again, he says we can go see a counselor together. I want to work all this out. And she said, no, we just ain't talking to each other. So mature. He was like, well, then whatever. She said, Gaylord's not going to let me go to counseling with you because you've already got a list of things that you want to hold against me. You're not interested in learning how to have a healthy relationship. Ma'am, the therapist is the mediator. That is how you even... And then, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get hit in the face with that list at least once. You got to get through the blame at least once. She doesn't want to be held accountable for her part. That's what's going on right now. She don't want to be held accountable for her part. Talking about you already got a list. Yeah, girl, you're going to have to eat that list. You did that. He was like, yep, my fault, as always. And she's just going to ignore him, saying the next bitch that talks shit about my husband in front of my face is getting their goddamn teeth knocked down their throat. Try me. Girl, what happened to say your prayers the night before? Like, what happened to that person? He said, this is why I don't respect you fully, but I want to fix that. That's all I'm saying. She said, do you have a list of excuses for why you hate fucking somebody, some random person? Go on with your dumb ass. Like, this is a mom telling their kid. This is a mother telling their son. That's even crazier. Bro, the person that sent this in, you really lucked out. Because usually when moms be talking to their sons like this and emasculating them and shit, they usually end up hating women, beating bitches, cheating. Like, bruh, she is talking to him like her man. It like this is her side dude and she got a husband to get back to. This is crazy. She said, nope, no excuses. And she said, I've already talked to these two people about this morning. And he said, what? About what? Me being queer? And she said, well, cat's out the bag. Everybody knows now. So you just outed him to just random people? Like, we're grown as fuck. Weirdo. And he's married. Like, who fucking cares? And then you over here talking about your man. Bitch, you talking about my wife one more fucking time. I'm gonna beat your man up just to prove a point. Because what? Talking about you gonna punch the teeth in her mouth? Talking about, well, cat's out the bag. Now everyone knows not to hurt your feelings because you suck dick too. So nobody's judging. See, this is how I know I haven't completely changed from my old ways, because my first thought was, oh, you want to play? I would have got a picture of Gaylord and put it on Grindr. Put his actual, I would take his phone one day, download Grindr, make an account with the phone number and all. I would just ruin everything. But no, now we're all gay. Fuck it. Now we're all gay. Because... and he can deny it all he wants, but now you will always have that seed of doubt in your mind. Excuse me, in your mind. Damn. You will always have that thought in your mind that he may be gay too. That's what I would do. Because you're playing with my name. You're playing with my time. No. They said, you can do that, but you're hurting the other people, not me. And the mom said, no, you're not a queer. You're bisexual, evidently. So I'm with some other people. I'm not trying to name drop. Now, no. And who cares? It's none of anybody's business. Well, obviously, you thought it was everybody's fucking business now, didn't you? And he corrected her and said, no, I am pansexual. And she said, pan motherfucking idiot. Oh, no. He said, don't do that. Not too much. Oh, my gosh. I would sign her man up for a Grindr so quick. I would even, you know what? Fuck taking the phone. I would just make a profile on my phone, take a screenshot and send it around and then just have you arguing that it's not you. Like, what? This woman is a menace. What the hell? I want this person and that person and everybody to feel the exact same feelings that I feel about it. And he said, I personally am completely open and just don't care. And she said, like you said, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And he was like, yeah, I don't care. But why would you tell somebody that? I get what he's saying. It's like, bro, I don't care. But just imagine you're walking down the street one day and then you just get a text. By the way, did you know your cousin sucks dick? It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, maybe spare them from your drama. I get what he's saying. And she said, I already talked to this person and he can't hate and be mean to this dude for the same thing that you are. So I guess they're talking about a family member that is aware of the gay cousin we were talking about earlier. And she's like, well, if they're not going to like the gay cousin, then they're not going to like you either. So are you going to out the gay cousin too? Wow. And he said, wow, you're going to ruin that dude's life. Normal you, ruining people's lives. That's really horrible. You should feel ashamed of yourself. And she responded, are you embarrassed? Are you ashamed? You've made me have to face it and shove it down my throat. So why don't all the parents be involved? Girl, we're grown as fuck. We're married. We're grown. We owning properties. We got cars. What are you talking about? The parents. Girl. All you letting me know is that when we have a kid and if they are queer, they're not going to be around you because you're not safe. Shout out to Nisi for the cheers. I appreciate you. They said, very interesting how gayness seems to be the theme in this family, because they say that gayness is actually genetic and it's hereditary. You can get it from a family. And I always look around and I'm like, bruh, me personally, I know I got to have more gay people in my family because I can't be the only one. So I'm like, maybe I'm the only one that's just open about, having gay feelings or something, because that statistically it don't make sense. Now, my assumption, now I do have some family members who are, like this person said, who are liberals, and they do sport the gay pride flag. They hang it up in their houses and stuff like that. But I don't know if they're being an ally or if maybe they got something going on in the bedroom, and I kind of don't want to know because it's my family, right? So yeah, usually if you have a gay person in your family, there's going to be a few more. It's just some people are out and some people aren't. Yeah, it's a genetic thing. So that's why when people try to get all religious and stuff and say like being gay is a sin, it's like, well, technically God made you gay. God made you how you are. And then you come here and your nature starts versing with nurture and shit. And that's how you turn out. So, she probably fighting her own homosexual demon and over here trying to take it out on everybody. What she should be grateful for is that her son is in a relationship with someone. You can have biological children. The partner is very cool with their sexuality, and like everybody, it just always annoys me when it's like everything just seems so cool. So why are you so bothered that they're gay? Like everything else is cool. We got a house. We got a loving couple. We're all being ourselves. I'm still stuck on pan idiot too. Like, who says this stuff? Oh, and then, we got to add the little slur for a razzle dazzle. She said, you're stupid if no one knows that your cousin is the F word. And he said, Jesus Christ, look at you. We're talking about a boy's sexuality here, and he hasn't even came out. So they're talking about like another little cousin. If you do that to him, I promise you, I will never speak to you again. She said, F you. You've come at me 3 times for telling me that I need to accept it, and this is what happens. What does this have to do with the other little boy? Then when I say, okay, you're bi, so let's let everybody know they don't get their feelings hurt over it again by you thinking they're being homophobic or get upset because the truth's coming out. Okay. And he was like, bro, everyone already knows that I'm pansexual. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, everybody, even your own mother. I told your mother, my grandmother, that I'm pansexual. I told everyone. And she said, okay, well, now I told everyone too. It was something shoved down my throat to the, like, girl, you really cannot justify this shit. That's why I'm like, what happened to you? Where does your PTSD really stem from? Because what is going on? So this dude is a big boy, and y'all knew that what you were doing, there's nothing wrong explaining to him that you like men. Like, oh my God, see, you crazy girl. So bro, you calling your son bro? So bro, let's, like, you talking to him like a nigga on the street, bruh. This is crazy. Let's let the sun shine on this and get it out of your system. If I have to be browbeat about it, so does everybody else. And she's like, he said, you're literally only hurting one person here. You stand probably behind what you chose to be. You don't just pick and choose who you can tell to be proud of in front of the whole world. I'm not hurting anybody because this kid is far away from other family members. It doesn't matter. He said, yeah, it doesn't matter because he still has to go around his family. Fucking dumb bitch. Like, well, you have to go around me and you insist on shoving it down my freaking throat. So everybody's going to choke on it. They are not better than me and they don't deserve more peace of mind. They, see, I told you it's all fun and games when the gay people ain't in your family. The gay people ain't your kid. Now we're getting to the theys. Okay. We don't care what anyone thinks, remember? This is the mom. I'm not going to ruin this boy's life. He's going to be a doctor soon and already has a place to live in a university indefinitely. I wish the F you would hook up with him. It would make our financial problems a lot easier. No matter what happens, I won't be whipping post anymore. Ever. Like, what? You're sick. Sorry, that was my dog. Even she's like, what the hell? I don't give a damn about the boy, but I do care about my state of mind and what's been forced down my damn throat to the point of despair. So what's happening right now is she is having a hard time separating the fact that her and her son are different people. Because she keeps repeating herself, and I'm trying to see where this is coming from, like, because she's not making sense. He's making the most sense, like, look, you're not hurting me by doing this. You're not hurting me by doing this. If that's your goal, you're not hurting me by doing this. And she keeps repeating, no, I'm upset because you're an attachment to me, and I can't digest that a piece of me is gay. And then if we're being a buck, you're pansexual. I use gay as an umbrella term. Like, girl, talking about I gotta swallow it. It's forced down my throat. No one is telling you to go be with a woman. You are not your son. He is his own person. Like, you're tripping, bro. I don't give a damn what they say. The truth will set everyone free, and then I won't have to be called names like a homophobe and stupid stuff like that. The boy will be fine. He doesn't have to live under the homophobic people's wrath anymore, and he is an adult now. But if you think you are going to force this down my throat and allow you or your wife, the person that sent this in, to call me names and literally make me cry because I was so confused and didn't know what to think, you got another thing coming. So basically you feel embarrassed and you're being defensive. You freaking slept with your mom until you were 16. Pause. I'm aware she meant like sleeping in the same bed, which again is disturbing. That is enmeshment, like I just described. You think that this man is an extension of you. This is a grown-ass man with his own life and his own experiences. It's almost like she is coming out to the family like, well, guys, I'm gay now. You guys all have to deal with it. And it's like, girl, she need a J, right? She need a little J. She need a glass of water and a J. Because it's like, you doing way too much. She said, you was sleeping in the bed with your mama until you were 16. Don't act like you've never had this discussion with her. But you will. You'll have this discussion with everybody. What are you talking about, girl? Somebody else is in the background screaming, what the fuck? And how could you possibly be so sad and pathetic to say that you have after all this time and she was nothing but good to you? So this is basically the family's reaction is what the fuck? One of the homophobic family members was laughing and saying that him and the gay boy proved to not have very high standards for life or life partners. So wild. He said, hey, you don't have to say anything but prove that I can't talk to you about anything. And if he does call me, I'll be sure to tell him about how he sucks dick. Or BB. Ooh. 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 Oh, wow. The mom said, you can talk to me about everything, but you don't ever come at me and tell me I'm homophobic. You're doing it right now. You're being homophobic right now. What? Thank you. He said, you are proving that you are. I will never talk to you ever again. I will literally never tell you anything again. You have lost all trust I have ever had. And if you're bluffing and didn't tell them, you are just as fucked up in the head. Either way, I am at peace. And in the words of Elton John, the threats you made were meant to cut me down. And if our love was just a circus, you would be a clown by now. Period. She said, you did this. You belittled me and Gaylord and called us names in front of other people for your sick enjoyment. Girl, you are acting like he called you a slur. I bet you she's one of those people there. It's like, don't call me sis. That's a slur. I bet you. You did not come over here alone and sit down and talk to me about anything. You made sure this was on public display and crammed down my throat anytime, anywhere you had a chance. This is on you, son. Own it. Don't you dare act like I took anything that we talked about in private and talked about it with somebody. This is exactly what you're doing, bro. Honestly, let me shut up. I'm not going to do too much. Because I don't know these people. I'm not going to project. Because I'm like, bro, what happened to her? Where is the, what is going on? He just said, you're delusional, bro. You are, in fact, the bad guy. And now she's sending texts that she sent other people. Wow. So the family member who she outed contacted her and said, you're not part of any of this anymore. You're not part of my family anymore. And she said him, from what I hear, neither are you. Grow the fuck up and stay out of my personal business. This is the freaking... Bro, your mom might need to be put away. It's giving... And no shade to any of my BPD queens out there, but it's giving split. It's like she's blind. It's like she's not even... It's giving a BPD split. Oh my gosh. She is going in. She said a kid who said that he was SA'd by his uncle now likes men, has never left his parents' basement, and is going to judge me. And I'm the parent? What the F? You know I don't give a damn what that boy thinks. Talking about the boy that just told her you're out the family. Wow. I'm sorry, but I would have blocked her. I wouldn't even have continued the conversation because I see more texts. I would not have continued this. Because he's defending the guy and everything, but it's like, bruh. And the wife that sent me the story clarifies, nobody got SA'd by an uncle. One of the older cousins did take advantage of him when he was young, something clearly not to joke or bring up. And going back to what Nisi said in the comment, you guys have a lot of not just homosexuality going on, but let's call a spade a spade. Y'all have a lot of molestation going on because these are kids. These are kids doing shit. Like, something's, y'all, you need to look in the house. The call's coming from inside the house. Maybe you should be glad that you didn't fuck your son up and that he's able to go out and form good relationships, accept his whole sexuality. He found a wife. Like, this bitch just sound bitter as fuck that you've moved on. You and your husband have moved on and she hasn't. And she need to accept her family is fucked up. I wouldn't even be looking for their approval. They just sound like a fucked up bunch of people. Now she over here texting him talking about, I am your mother. He said, it does not matter. You are a horrible person. Horrible. Horrible. I wouldn't even bring my dog around this bitch. He said, you talk so much shit about everyone and hurt everyone. Why in the world do you think you can get away with this? She said, you better stop talking about the cousin who she just outed. You better stop him from talking to me like this right now. You better stop him right now. You want me to defend you after you just did for what? Like, bro, this is why I say I would have blocked her. I would have blocked her and show her where I stood. Like, you're wilding. She said, now I'm going to bring these 2 other people into it and we'll just see how it works out. I just screenshot what he said and I'm sending it to these other people because Gaylord is my best friend. Oh my God, this girl is a mess. Oh my God. She said, dude, he said, dude, you literally told the boy's dad that he was gay. You think she's going to respect any of that? And the mom said yes, because they don't hide in their sexuality. Do you think Hunter's dad doesn't know? Who are these people? There's too many freaking people. There's too many freaking people. So if you think that they already knew about this other dude, y'all got so many gay people in y'all family to be this homophobic. Y'all got so many gay people to be this homophobic. Wow. And then she just randomly added, leave the landlords alone. But it's like, girl, you just said you're about to text the landlord. For what? She texts the landlord the text that she sent the boy. Your mom needs to be put up. She said, I already sent the landlord the messages too, so you need to leave them alone. And he said, I'm not doing anything to them. And she said, well, don't even ask the landlord for weed. Don't even talk to them. You don't have anything. The only reason why you need to talk to her is to get a receipt for your rent, or you could work something else out with the weed man. And they said, you can't tell me not to talk to my landlord and you don't run shit. Like, seriously, what the hell? I agree. This is past therapy. You need to snip. This is way past therapy. What? The weed man and the wife said they won't deal with y'all no more. They said they weren't getting any more trees and her guy got busted and she doesn't want to take a chance. She's not getting any more trees for us. The landlord has to talk to a third party at this point to get everything for himself going forward. And so now the gay boy definitely can't come back over here, or I'm going to send the screenshot to another person and ask him to tell them not to come out. Like, you are disgusting. You're literally causing all of these problems out of nothing. And I guarantee you the landlord got treed. They just don't want to fuck with you no more. Wow. This is wild. And they're stronger than me. They're stronger than me. And the reason why I said BPD, again, I'm not diagnosing anybody or anything, but you could tell that he's dealt with this his whole life, because he's coming off very emotionally unattached. Like, he has to. Like, he's coming off very like, this is my boundary. This is what's going on. I know you want me to react, but I can't. I'm not going to give it to you because that's what you want. You want me to give you as much as like you're doing right now to validate your split. Because just a few seconds ago, you loved me and told me, oh, say your prayers and I'll see you. And you jokingly, yeah, I see you peeking through the window. Motherfucker, who the fuck is you talking about looking through the motherfucking window, bitch? I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Because he's just responding with the SpongeBob emoji. Good for you. Like, he's really not even humoring her. Like, good for you. He said, I can invite over anybody that I want to. And he was like, you literally outed somebody who did not come out the closet on their own. I'm not the bad guy. Leave me alone. He even said, like, what are... And she said, who did I out? Yeah, I'm not playing with her. She wants to argue. She wants to argue like you doing too much. You doing too much. And she's like, nobody came out. That boy's parents always knew he was gay. And they're like, it doesn't matter what they thought. Like, he never said anything. Like, and then you threatening people. You threatened him in the text. And she said, what did I threaten him for? No, he's just not allowed on this property anymore. Because of what? He said, you can't say who's allowed on this property for the second time. You are not the owner. He can come to your place and he can come over here. Like, I'm a fucking adult. She said, we will see. And he said, Mom, if Gaylord decides to attack me or the little boy, the gay boy, for being in our home, it will not be good. I'm documenting this. This is premeditated and I will defend myself. I've just taken some more screenshots just in case. And the mom says, I bet Gaylord don't even speak to you again. And that little boy is going to regret what he called me. I mean, bitch, you deserve everything that you get. I would call you everything but a child of God. I don't care. And he said, look, I don't want to harm your little man, so please tell him not to try to harm me. The mom said, you are a piece of shit for not telling him, regardless of what you and him talked about, he does not attack your mother. Girl, what are you talking about? Like, he said the boy is an adult. He could do what he wants, but you were wrong for threatening him. Like, why is it so hard for you to understand? Now she talking about well, if he ain't come out the closet, then I can go over there and help him if he needs to talk to them and we'll help him out. And guys, I'm not paraphrasing. I'm reading a literal, I can't even flip it and show you. I'm reading a literal screenshots. Like, this is a live conversation. Like, this lady is this off. I would not trust her around a dog. I wouldn't trust her around. Here, look, I repeat it. She said, oh, well, if the little boy needs help coming out, I mean, I can go and get another one of my friends and I can go with them and then we'll help him come out to them. Weren't you just mad at him for calling you out your name? Weren't you just saying that he can't come on your property or anywhere? Like, I feel like she's starting to realize in a weird way, her brain is really trying to be like, something's not right. Like, something's off. And you said, is the mom white? I mean, I'm looking, she does look white. She does look white. She could be Hispanic, but she's white. But she keeps flip-flopping. Now she's talking about, why don't you call the boy's mom and call her a cunt and a homophobe like he did to me? Why don't you text your wife's mom and call her a cunt and a homophobe? What? I'm talking about, do I deserve this? No. And he said, well, if either of them actually were, I would. Period. She said, you bet your ass, Keith. Who are these people? It's just like new names keep popping up. This reminds me of that meme when they were like, that moment when your grandma remembers your name instead of calling you your brother, your mom, your uncle, the dog down the street, their first grade teacher, that old coworker from 2007. This is one of them. It's like, girl, you're naming all these fucking random people. And I'm over here trying to skip names and shit, and then you just drop a new one randomly. Like, what? So the wife steps back in, the person that sends in the story, just to say, I did not call this lady a homophobe. I just didn't agree with, because if we're being real, bitch, you was being transphobic. You were being transphobic. Like, if we're keeping it a buck. And then you shifted to just general homophobia, talking about, the pansexualness and everything. But yeah, I agree. I mean, like, shit, we could have went in. If we wanted to go in, we could have went in. We could have went in. She said, I did not call her a homophobe. I just didn't agree with their opinions, and said her and her husband have probably offended so many queer people by saying that in front of them, and that she's not as progressive as she thinks. But I'm sure at this point, she knew she was being homophobic. No, I agree. And I feel like she has a different definition of homophobia. I feel like her definition of homophobia is wanting to not kill people. Like, oh, well, I would never kill a gay person, so I'm not homophobic. And it's like, yeah, but would you share a drink with them? If your son, not your daughter, your son specifically ended up being gay, how would you feel? These are the questions, or if they wanted to transition, they no longer want to be a boy, they want to be a woman. Like, these are the things that you really should be thinking of before you even have kids, because if the answer to those questions have anything to do with like anger or anything, you probably should not have children. You know, that's not being progressive. She's not a progressive person. So back to this exhausting ass text. Well, that's the secret. First, we got to let everyone know that their children are all homosexuals, and then we call and tell their mothers that they're a cunt. Like, this is how her thought process. So in her brain, she feels like it was her responsibility to tell the older generation that their 20 plus, 25 plus year old adult children are gay, and you're surprised that you got cussed the fuck out like a grown person would do. Okay. All right. He was like, bro, just stop texting me. She said, you are a foolish boy-minded child. I can't stop what's going on with that little boy's parents, and the little boy should have thought about that before calling me a cunt. I'm going to send a copy of it to the Marine, to the who? What? Girl, you was really trying to ruin everybody's life for what? Like, I don't even understand. He even said, why are you doing all of this? Because you're the mom and can do whatever you want? Like, you are wilding. You're not even this boy's mom. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Think about it, son. Who set this wheel in motion to begin with? You. I would have been like, Mom, who sent the text? You. We could have went to sleep and woke up the next day and started over. But no, you had to go ahead and permanently fuck some shit up. Talking about now live with the circumstances. Bitch, you live with them. Don't ever doubt that I do not have good friends who love me and will not see me disrespected by anybody in my family, including you. Bruh. He said, you did all of this. No friends should be okay with how you acting. What you're doing is horrible. She said, what the fuck is you talking about? This started when you and the boy were crying because Gaylord wouldn't accept that y'all like D. And when he said he does understand, you browbeat him. She loves that word, browbeat. What does that even mean? Hold on. Browbeat. Browbeating, intimidating, typically into doing something with stern or abusive words. Okay, so you cannot browbeat. If you are the oppressed group, you cannot browbeat when it comes to talking about the topic of the oppression. So if you are a gay person and the topic at hand is homophobia, you as a gay person cannot browbeat the cis person. Really, in my opinion, this is just my opinion though. This is just, or the straight person. This is just my opinion. I know this isn't a general thing. This is just not just thoughts right here. I personally feel like you can't, because at the end of the day, you can kind of just go outside and live a certain. Okay, so I'm gonna use myself for example. If I was in a conversation with a gay person and we're talking about homophobia and stuff like that, and they are telling me like, actually, when you said that thing, like, that kind of hit me the wrong way a little bit. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, that's not fair. I'm bi. Because you know what I do? I walk outside with my hetero cis looking man. And we go hand in hand down the street and nobody fucking terrorizes me. We are in a very heightened political climate when it comes to gay people, trans people. So to act like you're getting browbeat and then you're a cis white woman who... their son, you're a citizen also because you said that your son gave old girl a green card. So you just got privilege after privilege after privilege, and you choose to use the word browbeat because the term browbeat is actually supposed to be used under cross-examination. Like, it's really an intimidation technique used by police for somebody doing something wrong. Like, bruh, cut the fucking crap. Cut the crap. I had to see what that word meant because she was browbeating the fuck out of that word. You told him he was a homophobe. And is he not? Because you said he was going to beat them up in his own home. You called him a homophobe in his own home. You have treated us like shit since we got here. I bet if your girl had a D, she would be jerking it to all of this. Oh, mama got a mouth on her. Mama got a mouth. Yeah, she would have been blocked. Ooh, she would have been blocked. She said, fuck both of y'all with, oh my God. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And on that note, mama got the last word. Mama got the last word. I know you fuck right. I'm concerned. How do you even come back from that? So, after all that, my husband's birthday was the next day. And who didn't say happy birthday to their only son, Karen? And I honestly was not surprised. Bruh, Karen will be blocked. There would be a picture of her outside of my house on the door that says, if you've seen this person, call the police. Gaylord would be signed up for his second Grindr account. Like, bro, you want to play? We could play. Because what you're not about to do is this. My husband and I had a long talk about if he would have listened to me years ago and just cut her off for good, we wouldn't be having this convo right now. He agreed and said not saying happy birthday to him was the last straw. The day after his birthday, she sent a long message to my husband's phone number. Keep in mind, yes, my husband and I were having discussions that involved the past, but like I said, just adult conversations that I guess shouldn't have happened in front of her because she immediately uses anything she hears from somebody against them. Also, my husband only ever borrowed their truck because he wanted to drive, not because we needed. Wait, hold on. So where's the text? Because you talking about some random stuff. But I guess he borrowed a truck. The lady would ask for money and trees constantly, and it just got so annoying. So, of course, we had to set boundaries with her when she first moved there, something she clearly was not happy with. So, since I've met him, her and her husband have had serious issues with fighting. Oh, what happened to the man never put his hands on her? The man always been good to her. She would be breaking stuff, mentally manipulating everybody around her, taking the truck and saying she's going to drive all the way to the place I grew up. Her taking the truck, saying she's going to stay out in the cold and die of hypothermia. Yeah, it's giving BPD split, dog. This is crazy. Her saying she's going to tell so-and-so about insert deep secret here. She has had so many breakdowns since I've met her, and her husband refuses to get her hospitalized and properly medicated. Probably because he's scared that when she realizes how shitty he is, how shitty she was, he would have to be very shitty to put up with that, and that she would leave, you know? The one time we tried to get her hospitalized, the officer said she was fine and that we were bullying her. Okay. The main reason she's coming for me in the last message is because I literally discussed and got vulnerable about how I've missed my friends and family this past year because of COVID. And I felt bad that I didn't spend as much time with my friends when I lived there. I literally cried right in front of her. And it was an emotional discussion. And in that discussion, we ended up discussing my husband's sexuality. How do you even get from A to B? Something she kept refusing to accept. Something my husband has been wanting for her to accept for decades now. I know I'm not perfect, but at least I take the proper medicine I should because of my bipolar disorder and try to be the best version of myself I can despite my circumstances. I know that's right, friend. Because there's no medicine for BPD. You just have to go to counseling. You have to go to counseling. You have to get a tool belt. Like this shit, you need tools. You can't just be out here raw dogging life when your highs and lows are that bad, you know? Anyways, this is the last straw that we heard from her. She said, this is the last text. I don't know what to say except how I feel and the truth. On the day of January 6th, when you and your wife came over, I don't understand why she was browbeating, intimidating you so bad about how ashamed you should be for not allowing her to go party with her friends and family. So now she's trying to do an old narcissistic technique called triangulation. And that is basically when you get a person close in the triangle to touch the other end without you having to go back and touch it. So now she's trying to turn your husband against you. Oldest trick in the book. She turned on me and called me and Gaylord names until I finally broke down crying and went out back. This is all ridiculous, and I'm really sorry, and I'm really worried about you. I tried my best to reassure her that we loved her too and would take her to see her mom anytime she wanted. I tried my best with her, and I may never understand why she's hellbent on being so sad and mad, because she really does have a pretty great life. Yeah, and the mom is jealous of that life. But she chooses hate over love and madness over peace. You should just be happy that your mom is here, girl, and would do anything for you. Girl, this lady is splitting. You shouldn't ever say anything mean to me, your father, or Gaylord to keep trying to provoke constant arguments because we're your parents. I've had to suffer, and I'm done with being treated like a dog and used as an emotional whipping post. I'll never understand why she needs to stop using that term too with her white ass. I'll never understand why she hates me, but that's her problem. Evidently, I can't ever do anything to help her as a daughter because her emotions are so hostile. I've never told you no when you needed help. We've never told you no about using our truck. We just have to try to build a positive, healthy family. Girl, you didn't even need to add that last part of, oh, we didn't really need the truck for, but it don't matter. You're parents. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, if like, man. She said, hopefully we can have a healthy relationship someday if you want to be part of my life. Girl, he is always a part of your life. That is your son, girl. You need to get right so that he wants you to be a part of his. Okay? You will always be a mother. But that man don't got to be all up your ass, bro. So here's the husband's response. You literally denied my sexuality and said I was lying. Don't blame this on my wife or me for expressing your entire life is a vicious cycle. Y'all arguing and fighting bi-monthly to the point you're wanting to leave Gaylord is freaking old. You didn't even tell me happy birthday. You're a horrible parent and deserve nothing from me. No respect, love, or anything in general. We're neighbors now and keep it that way. I'm blocking your number. Do not attempt to contact me. It's been 6 days. Damn. They got an update too. Damn, I told y'all, like, fuck. What more? So, it's been 6 days and we haven't heard from them since. It's been great. I was afraid, blah, 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 blah. So it's been great. I actually just got a response from immigration saying they're sending my new 10-year green card. That's what's up. This makes me happy. My job where I work at is giving me another bonus. That's what's up. You apply for some PPPs for your small business. That's what's up. Moral of the story, make sure you know and can deal with what kind of family you're marrying into. If your partner can't put their mom in her place when she's definitely in the wrong, just don't even bother marrying the person because it's going to be you versus her battle if they don't end it with someone eventually, especially when their mom is abusive and manipulative like my mother-in-law is. Don't take shit from them ever, okay? So now here is the update, and I'm going to put the chat on the screen for the update because it's pretty short. So, an update. They said, I realize my story is long and complicated. I'm sorry. But I have still yet to talk with this lady, and my husband has remained cordial with her. Ah, that's why you put that at the end. Because I was like, bro, it sounds to me like y'all got away scot-free. So why is the moral, don't be with a person who can't put their mom in their place? He's still entertaining her. Not saying you guys shouldn't be together. I feel like you guys are actually a really nice mesh. You guys, validate each other and stuff, but he can't cut her off. He needs to cut her off. He needs to give her an ultimatum. Either you get treatment or I'm gone. Because when I take this next step, and if y'all do want to have kids, shit, even if you want to adopt an animal, I wouldn't let that bitch be around. He reminds her that he's not interested in being that involved, but they are cordial. For Easter, she threw a party and invited her friends and family. She invited my husband and I, and he let her know he was not comfortable being around them, so I wouldn't be there. No, he shouldn't have went either. Y'all both shouldn't have went. She got upset because she didn't want to respect my boundaries and told him that I shouldn't feel that way. See, that's not fair because he set you up to be the bad guy. Y'all both should have not went. And once she sent that text, he really shouldn't have went. My husband didn't reply, and on Easter, she left an Easter basket at our doorstep. She then pretended to not have said anything prior to Easter and asked if we wanted dinner, and we told her no. They were cordial with each other, and when two of her friends moved, he went over to her house to say hello to them. So another time they were there, and she wanted him to come over, and I didn't work. She went on to say how he only cares about her on a day of the week that I work so that he can go and see her. Again, triangulation. Until finally, she explodes again and tells him she's done begging for his love, taking advantage of her, and that we look like assholes. It's because she's doing a performance, and I really, really think that she might have BPD. Because you can have anxiety and have PTSD. You can have depression and have PTSD. You can have a broken leg from the car accident example I told y'all earlier and have PTSD. You could witness somebody getting shot and have PTSD. This is something deeper. This woman is splitting from one polar opposite to another, right? With bipolar, it's like this fluctuation thing. This woman is splitting. She's going from, I love my son, I love you so much, to I hate you, you fucking bitch. Like, that's not normal. That's not normal. And she's still trying to do some weird shit. So she, blew up again before Mother's Day. Now the week of Mother's Day comes around and she's trying to act cool again. I already knew she was going to do this. She just feels like my husband owes her a happy Mother's Day because she's just so fucking great. So during Mother's Day, 3 different people messaged my husband saying they need to wish her a happy Mother's Day. Another form of triangulation. How fooled and manipulated she has these people is literally beyond me. She didn't say happy birthday to my husband, so my husband refused to tell her happy Mother's Day and won't tell her happy birthday this year, and I don't blame him. I did the same and would have cut her ass off a long time ago, so for now, she's cut off. And our lease is about to be up, but let's just say we can't wait to move. Girl, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would actually like an update, because if you haven't just heard all of this shit out loud and is really thinking like, oh my God, why are we still doing this? Friend, this is insane. This woman needs help, and she's telling you straight up, I'm not going to do it. And if she got what everybody else is thinking she got, she needs to get some help. And then how did she get her PTSD diagnosis? When you get diagnosed with PTSD, they usually put you on some type of plan, management for your flashbacks. They usually put you in cognitive therapy. Like, what is going on here? The mom is definitely on a power trip. Like, she needs to let her son go, and your son needs to let his mom go, because she will never wake up and change. This is who she is. She does not want to put in the work, and she's telling you she doesn't want to put in the work. Stop hoping that you could wake up one day and she's going to send you a happy birthday text. But the problem is when you have a parent who does have BPD, and I have somebody in my family with BPD, and I've been trying to like read books to sympathize, people like this, and when they have kids, those poor kids feel so insecure in the sense of like, I never know when I'm going to get today. I don't know if I'm going to get loving mom that's going to send me happy birthday, that's going to be so nice, or am I going to get oh my God, you little bitches, you just take all my money. Like, what are we going to get today? Because everyone's feeding it. And this does happen when you have someone with BPD in the family. Everybody babies them because they don't want the explosion. They don't want to deal with the split. So they just baby them. And it seems like everyone is babying this grown-ass woman. And she, in turn, is trying to infantilize her son by triangulating against his wife. Yeah, if I were you, I would get new phone numbers and be done. I want to know what's going on today. Like, have y'all cut the lady off? Because I don't foresee you guys as having a healthy marriage with this woman constantly in the background nagging. Because it's way past homophobia. This is enmeshment. Go and look up enmeshment. I've been reading this. Well, I have not been reading it. I should reread it now, though. The adult children of emotionally immature parents. Get you one of them. Get you one of these. Get you one of these. That's what I'm saying. I don't want her to get your new address. Like, you really need to just cut this lady off cold turkey. No Easter. No none of that. And tell your husband, if you don't want to go, you, the wife, he's not going either. You guys are married now. Y'all are not boyfriend and girlfriend. When you go somewhere, he goes. If you don't want to go, he don't want to go. If you're going to a family thing, you are now a legitimate couple. You do not go one at a time. You don't do that. Let me know if that's a cultural thing, but I've just always been taught you don't do that. Because then everybody's going to be like, oh, where's your missus? Where's mister? Like, what's going on? Is there problems at home? Like, what's the tea? And then it also leaves room for someone to villainize the partner that's not there. Like, you don't do that. Way too many questions. You don't do that shit. But yeah, that's my only thing I would say. Just be like, bro, stand by me on this. And if you do check out that book, empathize for your husband that breaking that pattern, that programming of, if I just do this one thing, mom will shut the fuck up, is really hard to do. It's really hard. So give him some grace. But by now, because you sent me this story so long ago, by now, y'all should have that shit down packed. So I would love to hear an update of what you guys got going on. But that's pretty much it for today's story. I don't think I need to tell y'all not to be with nobody if you're gay and they got homophobic people. I don't think I need to tell y'all that. But yeah, if you guys want to be on this segment, all you have to do is email me right here. It'll come back up at TRIBETEA@shopvoodoochild.com. There are rules. Please go and check out my first ever stream on Twitch. That is all of the rules, the ground rules, if you would like to be involved. And thank you to everybody who has sent me a story. I really appreciate it. You are appreciated. Thank you for being so patient with me. I know it's been a long time coming, and I cannot wait to read your updates, your 2023, 2024 updates this December. So looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much.